For today's magic trick, I will give you conflicting feelings. Are you ready, Tifa? Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's start. It is Friday. We made it through the week, everybody. And it's the Friday after the release of the Switch 2. And that's awesome. Because on top of it, Monday is a holiday in Germany and we don't have to work. So that's awesome. And it's also Tifa's last stream for probably 3 weeks.
That's also
So
true.
Tifa, what's up with that shit?
Before we go into that, Fody, congratulations on being first.
Indeed.
Awesome seeing you again.
Welcome
Psycho.
back. It's been ages.
You just said it, happy Friday.
Yes.
I already lost track of time.
Happy long weekend with a Switch 2.
Oh, the Switch 2 is so nice. I was so excited to get it yesterday. I got the amiibos as well. The feeling of it is really an upgrade. I have no
Who
clue
got
what they
the
did with
Switch
it.
2 for you because he heroically worked from home, like always, and accepted the package for you?
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Pokemon runs smooth. It looks good.
It almost looks like it is a game made by people that cared a little bit,
Yeah.
thanks to the power of brute force.
And Mario Kart World is also way better than I thought it would be, actually.
Mario Kart World is Mario Party but on wheels. It's complete nonsense. It's
so
utter
good.
bullshit with how much stuff is happening, but that's amazing. It's great. Welcome in, Beth. Happy Friday. How are you doing? How have you been? Wait, you only
How
got
have
one?
you
No,
been?
no, we got two. She's got one, I got one, and we bought one for my dad because we had a birthday gift for him. So we're set on Switch 2s. We did make Nintendo go brrr.
Yeah.
Technically, we had 5 yesterday.
I think we went close to broke on Nintendo this month, like the 3 Switches. I got the Mario Kart version. I bought 4 of the new amiibos from the Legend of Zelda series.
But the thing is, technically, for a moment, we had 5 Switch 2s.
That is true. We basically ordered them spread out over several places because it's not guaranteed that you got one.
Yes.
So we cancelled 2 yesterday after we had the other ones.
Yeah, because everywhere where we checked, you could only buy 1, but we needed 3. So I got 1, then Tifa got 1, and then we still need 1 for my dad. So we made another account. I totally didn't pretend to be myself. I made another account with my own data. I didn't do anything weird. Why did I say it like this? Bought one for my dad. But then we're like, what if they don't get delivered on time because we're leaving Saturday morning? Like if there's a delay with deliveries, we're screwed. So we also ordered 2 for pickup. Technically, yesterday we were owners of 5 Switch 2s. And then I was thinking, am I gonna be the asshole that picks it up and sells it on eBay? But then I thought, no. I hate scalpers and I won't do that, so I just cancelled my order. That's how good of a person
Not
I
worth it
am.
either. Besides, I doubt they're gonna go bankrupt. You can have some hand stuff from you.
Yes, you can.
Life is better with my favorite letter.
Thank
No.
you for the resub, Fody.
Life is better with you.
Love.
Love.
And what she said, but I thought it first, but I was...
No, seriously, how's
Trying to
life
do a
been?
thing.
Oh, that's so. I said a little bit. Wait, don't.
Moisturizing people do it. It's just hand cream. It's nothing weird. It just looks like that.
Yeah, I did not ask to smear in my entire body.
Listen to this. Wait, I didn't get it. Where's Jack's Switch? Mine is in the living room next to Tifa's. We're good. We're golden.
Oh.
What?
I would have showed it off, but it's not in the room with us.
As if I would let you handle a Switch 2 with moisturized hands. You're not gonna drop mine.
And I was so tired yesterday, but I still wanted to replay Pokemon. So I was like playing on the couch and I'm like, must stay awake. And in the end, I fell asleep with my Switch.
I'm sitting here doing stuff for streams, and Tifa is next room in the living room playing Pokemon. And at some point I realize the music doesn't change anymore. There's no sound effects. It's just the same 2.5-minute loop of music. I'm like, Tifa, nothing. Oh, she must be really into the game, which is weird because the sound doesn't make sense. Tifa, nothing. I get up, I check on her, and Tifa is laying there on the couch with her Joy-Cons like... She fell asleep trying to become a Pokemon master. That was adorable.
Also, wait. I almost forgot. We have to do a throwback. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Super duper appreciate you.
That's not a throwback. That's literally
Fody and Beth.
stealing from Fody and Beth.
Yeah, throwback to Fody.
No, that's theft. Tifa, if you go to the store and you take a bread and you leave the store, it's not... It's a throwback.
Well, not throwback then,
Calling the cops
I don't know, call it what you want.
Thank you. Twitch police is gonna arrive and Bezos is gonna shoot you to space.
Appreciation song that I miss from you guys, and it's about time you come back streaming.
What she said. Did you have a little bubble coming out of her nose? Mentally yes, physically no, but close enough. It was the same energy.
That reminds me, I remember like 2 or 3 years ago when I was sick, I had these green bubbles coming out of my nose, and I actually did make a picture of one. And I would totally post a snot bubble picture. You know what? I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna. Let me write that down for after
No,
stream.
Tifa.
Oh,
No.
it was like this super cute green bubble.
It wasn't cute, it was disgusting. Why? Why are you like this?
I believe you. You should post it. I will,
No,
Psycho.
no. I am with Psycho on this one. No, thank you, Psycho. Thank you. Mwah, appreciate it.
I'm gonna post.
There is no
snot
need
bubble.
to post this. No, Tifa. No. I thought we were trying to make the world a better place, not a worse place.
I feel like that makes the world
Nah.
better. That
Nah.
picture cheers me up.
Why are you guys enabling her? So, yeah, Tifa, what's that with the 3 weeks?
Yeah, today will be the last stream for the next 3 weeks for me. Starting this weekend, I'll be going back to the Netherlands for at least 2 weeks. After that, I'll be coming
And if
back.
that wasn't bad enough...
After that, I'll be coming back here, but I have a week full of workshops at work. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but I have told the story that from the previous workshops that are similar, like this one that I had a lot, I still have PTSD. I cried for 3
Not
weeks
diagnosed,
straight.
self-diagnosed, so we know it's fake.
It was absolutely horrible. And this is going to be, or expected to be, a little bit worse. So I am mentally preparing for war, and I will not stream that week.
All I'm hearing is that she doesn't love you all enough to even try.
So I will be absolutely
I don't mean to
prepared.
start shit, but I don't know, somebody has to say it. You're all thinking it.
Big hugs to you and your family. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you have some good times.
That's the plan.
Hopefully as well.
Just take all the pens. Don't give her extra ideas.
Speaking of pens, I was in the Netherlands last week as well, and I was at my grandfather's place, and I started to
God.
realize what I have, or where I have some of my
Quirks.
tendencies from.
Tendencies is worse. It's DNA. Loving the new banner. Thank you.
Oh.
At some point I realized we needed them. Carry on.
No, because I was looking around for some stuff, and my grandfather is a bit of a collector himself.
Tifa's grandfather is 2 steps away from being a hoarder. It isn't like we've all seen on TV where there is just junk and moldy food laying around everywhere. It isn't like that. You can see the ground, you can see everything, but Why does anybody need a big tin of chocolates that has been emptied that contains 4 pounds worth of old rubber bands?
And that doesn't,
Why does
he's
somebody
a collector.
have a collection of several thousand, I'm not making this number up, several thousand clips for bread bags? You know, at least over here in Germany, I'm pretty sure it's the same in other countries too. When you buy like a loaf of toast, it's in a plastic bag. And to close the plastic bag, there's this thing around it. Do I happen to have one here? Sometimes stuff happens. No, I don't have one right now. It's this like plastic clip. You fold it around it so that air can't get into the bag. He had multiple bags with several thousand of them. What do you do with that?
That's why I'm saying collector. But I opened one of his drawers last week, and I kid you, it's like one of those bigger ones in like this antique closet, completely filled to the brim with pens. And I was kind of proud, and I was like, that's why I collect
That's where
pens.
I got it from.
I feel like the family connection was suddenly so clear. Even though he's been like a collector for years, like when he gets flowers too, he keeps all of the flowers he gets and he dries them.
That's true.
So his house is filled with dried plants of like 50, 60 years old.
That is true.
Everything that enters his house that isn't literal
It stays.
trash stays, basically. And I was like, it makes so much sense actually.
I'm glad you aren't like that. Because the apartment's cluttered enough. How are bread clips not trash? She means like perishable things, like food items. You know?
That, yes. If you need anything, my grandfather has it.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
No, he doesn't have it. He has multiple of it.
He also worked in construction, so he has like 200 saws, 600,000 screws, 60 measurement tape thingies, and 500 buckets to mix cement in.
Sometimes I feel weird about my box of cables. Like, I have a box of cables. Every time a cable becomes free, it's not being used, I'm like, at some point I might need this VGA cable from my first PC back in 1994.
Also with like 500 cement buckets, I'm overreacting. It's closer to like 40, 45. But it's still like a lot, you know what I mean?
I have a box, it's like this big. Like it's a box and the cables are in there, they're neatly sorted. It's not that I have an apartment full of bread clips. I'm just saying, I'm not like that. I'm not on that level.
Let me say, I always knew, have a good call. I always knew he collected these things and all of that. But until I saw the pens, the click was never made.
Tifa, I've had so many instances with members of your family over the decade and a half that I know you where a fan can't even speak anymore. Where I went internally, yeah, no, now it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Seeing your grandfather's apartment the first time years ago, that happened to me. The click you now had, I had like a decade ago. I was like, yeah, no, this makes sense. What doesn't make sense, and what makes me angry about this whole situation is, when I want to get a souvenir when we go on a trip somewhere, Tifa is like, no, the apartment is cluttered enough, it's just gonna collect dust.
That's why we keep buying plushies.
At least we can agree on that, because plushies are cute.
I'm sure.
Is your grandpa dissolving bodies in acid and that's why he has so many buckets?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Allegedly, no. Hopefully.
Gotta go into the office to cover for someone on Monday for half a day. Wait.
Ew.
Oh, Monday. Okay.
It's only a holiday for us.
Oh yeah.
It's a holiday in Germany. What are we even celebrating? Psycho, what are we celebrating on Monday?
Wit Day.
Like,
But
Pfingsten.
the US already had a bank holiday last week, 2 weeks ago, on Monday.
A public holiday, yes.
Now it's just our
Memorial
turn.
Day?
I don't remember
Memorial
what
Day?
it was.
I think it was, yeah. May 26th. So, yeah, last week Monday.
I only know because I had a meeting with a colleague in the US, and halfway through he was like, wait, I'm supposed to be off.
Yeah, you are.
Also,
On
wow, how did I see through this?
Whit Day, we celebrate Jesus announcing the coming of the Holy Spirit, according to Wikipedia.
I'll take it.
I'll take the day off.
I'll
too.
take any day
Yeah.
off.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for making it so that Germany considered this to be a day off. Genuinely, I think the German government at some point just looked at calendars and they were like, we need to give people some public holidays off. Where do we put them? Let's do it where the weather is usually a bit nicer, like May, June.
Sounds nice.
Can we find any reasons to create holidays? Oh yeah, this one works. Let's take that one too. Maybe give them 3, 4, depending on where in the country you live. Just take those.
I feel like that attitude needs to come back. Because somehow now we're like, no, we can't have more holidays. They already have, 5, 10? I don't even know how many holidays we have.
Well,
Not enough.
Well, would I like more holidays? This is gonna hot take. Would I like more holidays? Yes, because I think everybody deserves one. But at the same time, Germany is one of those countries where we go, state and church are separated. How come all our public holidays, except for like 1 or 2, are like church things?
Yeah, but they were already there.
That's what they say too. But
why do you give them ideas to take them away?
I'm not
We'll have like 2 days left.
I'm not saying take them away.
That's what you're basically saying.
No, I didn't even say anything because you didn't let me finish.
It's separated. We shouldn't have the Christian days off. No, we should have every religious day off.
Yes, that's what I was going for. We should make it equal. Maybe find some that have nothing to do with religion or add more from other religions. I just want more. I'm greedy like that and I'm lazy.
Yeah, but you made it sound like they should take it away if it's a religious holiday.
I never did. You never let me finish my line of thought.
Yeah, because your negativity was already affecting
me. What negativity?
Don't touch my vacation days.
It's a great day to stream with Tifa.
For vacations, I gotta move screen. For vacations, me and Beth have an amazing vacation coming up in October. It's now
going
okay.
Later in the year, Tifa.
I had to mentally see how far away that is. We're going to a 4-day EDM festival. That's a
electronic dance music. See, I'm hip and with it. I know abbreviations, I think.
Oh, and staying the night at Endrix before we go.
Nice.
Gonna be a great time. Grizz is the main artist at the festival and he will perform 3 times. I gotta look up.
Isn't that a video game? And that's spelled with an S.
Going to do on-site camping. Wait, camping or is glamping an actual thing?
Glamping is an actual thing.
What is glamping?
It's like camping, but everybody does makeup. It's glamorous. You bedazzle the shit out of everything.
Glamour camping.
I'm lying, obviously.
That sounds so cool. Why? I need to see pictures of this. Why have I never heard of
camping,
that?
Tifa.
Glamour.
She's gonna ask me to go glamping with her, I know it.
You won't even go camping with me.
That is correct, because I work 40 hours a week, so I don't have to. No shame, if you like camping, that's awesome. I don't. I like toilets and running water in abundance. And showers and privacy. And not sleeping in a tent. And also no insects. And a bunch of other things that come with the comfort of having walls around you.
I think it's a German thing. Germans don't seem to like camping for some reason, because they always book the vacation houses and like the bungalows in the Netherlands.
Yes.
No one goes camping.
We have toilets and showers available because we got VIP tickets.
Oh, it sounds...
I'm happy for you.
It sounds like an awesome trip.
We have access to fishable toilets. That is one of the best typos I've ever seen. Yeah. Why don't fish in the toilets? I would imagine, just from the mental image I'm getting, they are next to a river. So like you've got, it's basically like one of those like a Dixie-Klo psycho. You know what I'm talking about. One of those like construction site toilets. You know, the plastic house kind of thing. The tiny one.
Yeah.
So but it's open at the front. So you sit there, pants down, walls next to you, wall behind you, but it's at the river. So you can do your business while you're catching fish. Disgusting. Yeah, usually they are.
I'm sort of imagining like sewer rat, flashback of cocaine, sewer rat.
I mean, you gotta eat. Just saying. You can use the cocaine as spices on the sewer rat. Everything tastes great with cocaine, I think. I've never tried. I don't want to. But I think it's not gonna make you care about the flavor of a food as much. From what I've seen.
I suddenly have the image in my mind.
What? Wait, Tifa.
I remember. No. I remember Fody posting a screenshot once of your Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, and it was like a rat on a stick. I've never been able to find that item.
It was the giant dwarf space hamster.
Was it a hamster?
It's a hamster. It's specifically a hamster because it's an Easter egg for people that have played 1 and 2.
Oh, that's the image
Spoilers,
I suddenly had in my mind. Don't you like rats on a stick, Psycho? It's all part of the camping experience.
I know this is considered rude, but I think I can speak for Psycho here. No. Yeah. No, thank you. No.
No, the trip sounds absolutely awesome, though.
Yes, I hope you're having a blast. I hope it's gonna be 10% better than you expect it to be.
Oh, who was the artist? I wanted to...
This person. Yeah, I've got it already, Tifa. I'm prepared.
Oh, you have to open...
Yes, it's just 4 letters. It didn't take that long to Google. It's a gentleman with a cool haircut, and I assume he does music. Google says he's an American DJ and songwriter.
I'm gonna look it up.
So good, super positive. I hope it's gonna be amazing. The weather is gonna be nice. There is flushable but no fishable toilets. All the things. He plays sax over what he spins. Okay, I need to Google that.
Oh, that
sounds
interesting.
Very involved versus the cliche DJ I have in my mind where we go wiki wiki wiki. I can't do DJ sounds, so this is the best you're gonna get from me.
Coming out of retirement show, didn't I just see that he's like 32?
He looks like 20 something. He's 35. he went on his retirement, Tifa, and he is a year younger than me.
Yeah, I mean if he took a break.
Now I feel even older.
Uses full brass section on some songs.
Okay. Took 3 years off. Fair enough.
Okay, fair.
I want to take 3 years off.
Good.
So you pay the bills? All of them?
Return your Switch.
No. I'll return yours. That's the price you paid, Tifa. Happy Jack, happy life. I know it didn't rhyme, but it's still true.
If it doesn't rhyme, it can't be true. It has to rhyme.
It takes too long. I can think of several things that rhyme with Jack, but I can't make it flow so that it sounds like something somebody would actually say. If it doesn't rhyme, it can't be true. That's just how life works, you know? Don't argue with the Tifa, lest you want some beef.
Yeah, that counts.
That was absolutely horrible, but it's true, because it rhymed.
No one said it has to be good.
It should be, though. There should be standards.
Also, on a really annoying thing, you might see me doing like weird things with my mouth, I somehow managed to burn the inside of half of my lip, and I have like these blisters just on the outside, and they are so annoying.
So, in case you're wondering, how did Tifa manage to do that?
I don't know either.
Tifa decided to make some ramen for lunch. And because she was really hungry, and because Tifa doesn't, listen to nature, she decided to slurp it all up while it was straight off the stove, eating out of the pot.
I am sorry, I am an uncultured swine who only eats my ramen out of the pot.
I have no problem with that.
Why should I waste dishes on still putting it in a bowl when the pot is basically a bowl with a handle on it, which makes it so much easier?
100% agreed, and I don't shame you for that. But your ramen soup was literally boiling, and I don't understand why you don't understand that that's not good for your body.
Heck yeah, psycho.
Tifa will never understand that she needs to go back to one of our faces. So please look at this adorable growler. Look at how cute it is.
I even do the whole.
Yeah, in the middle between us. It's to your face, Tifa. Except for the boiling part. Yeah. Tifa gonna Tifa. So she gave herself some 2nd-degree burns, and then she wondered why her lip hurts. And now I'm trying to stop her from touching it because I'm pretty sure that's not good for it either. That's my life. Bev puts an egg in the bottom of her bowl and dumps the soup on top of it.
Well, then the egg gets hot again. Because the egg cools down very fast.
A pre-cooked egg or a cold egg, a raw egg?
Oh, I was somehow thinking boiled egg. A raw egg. Oh, okay, fair. That's very, like they do that in Japan as well, but it always looks like it makes it more like slimy-ish.
Okay, wait, next question. She cracks the egg into it, or she leaves the egg intact, as in she...
No, the soup cooks it, so you crack it open, throw it in, and then it gets spoiled.
The soup would also... She cracks it, okay. The soup, if it's hot enough, would also cook it if it's still in the shell.
That makes sense.
I don't know how other people eat their food. The only one I make fun of for doing stuff like this is you.
That seems like it's worth trying. Does the egg white actually get done if you do it that way?
Because hot enough? Yeah.
Because the egg white is the bit where if it's raw, it's like... bleh.
I would throw up if you gave it to me and I ate it, I would probably be fine. If I knew it, I would throw up. But I don't know. It's something about raw egg. Like when I'm making pancakes and I'm cracking eggs into a bowl to make the batter, the moment raw egg touches even just a sliver of my finger, I run. I'm not walking, I'm running to wash my hands. I cannot deal with this. I don't know why. I do not know why.
If I'm then standing in front of the sink, Jack comes in like, I got egg on my hands.
I have pushed Tifa before, multiple times. Mm-hmm. Because when she's like, it's just egg, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah. Maybe I could start playing like football or something. Learn from a friend in Indonesia. Alright, makes sense.
I'm gonna try that next time.
It's like an egg drop soup, kind of. Yeah,
that seems...
That makes... See, that way I know. Like you have a soup and then you crack the eggs in and then you stir it and it goes, like you have this like egg slurry tornado. That looks cool. But there somehow in my mind I'm thinking like the soup is still hot enough that it all cooks through. I don't have like this glibbery stuff in my mouth.
Yeah, that no. I think is the difference. I don't mind raw egg yellow.
No, I can't
texture-wise, but egg white.
No.
As a kid, I put raw egg in a big cup and put bread pieces in it. Kind of delicious. And then you just eat it like that, or do you like what do you call it? French toast. Still like bake it.
You're not the only one who does that. I've heard people do that a bunch, and apparently it's really nice. I can't. I cannot. The moment raw egg touches my oral orifice, I'm going to projectile vomit. Like there was this cafe that Tifa and I used to treat ourselves to go every now and then, and Tifa would always order the eggs Benedict. It's poached eggs on bread with like these muffins with some hollandaise sauce and stuff and bacon on top. Looks really good, but because of how they are poached, like she cuts into it, and when the egg yolk is still, it's almost cooked. It's like, it's thickened a little bit, but it's still liquid. I have to look away. Like, it gets to my stomach so much, I have to look away. And if you, by the way, start hearing stomach sounds, it's me. Just talking about this gets to my stomach. I can't explain it. It just doesn't sit right with me. But hey, more for you.
Yeah.
So they're not your favorite eggs? No, scrambled. Scrambled is best for me.
Eggs is not my favorite food, just my favorite letter.
That's true, actually. Yeah, otherwise we would have to rename the channel anyway. My favorite food is eggs. That's not a pun though. That doesn't work. What? I was trying to think. Sorry for trying to be on topic for a moment.
Okay, I think I'm gonna skip on the raw egg in a cup and dipping bread pieces in it. But I'm definitely gonna try the egg drop ramen.
Reverse egg drop ramen.
Reverse egg drop ramen.
Egg catch ramen. Because the egg catches the liquid.
No.
Yeah, I just gave you $1 million idea. Now go market that. I mean, maybe give like 15% to Beth if it takes off because it's her like thing, but sure. Then again, with how much you're stealing from them, just take that idea too and say it's yours. Yeah.
That is not stealing. I was appreciating them with their own song.
DMCA copyright strike. There, look, we did it before them. Do it, it would be really funny for me. Jack is technically correct, the best kind of correct. I agree.
Don't enable him.
No, please do. I need more of it. Make my ego go big. I'm warm now.
It is. We still didn't try out the fan.
We bought a fan and every time, like 30 seconds before we're supposed to go live, Tifa's like, oh, let's install the fan in the office. I'm like, I'm not going to blast the thing if I don't know how loud it is on stream. Oh yeah, we should maybe do it after the stream. I'm like, yes, we should. Same thing now. I'm getting warm. We should have set up a fan. Yes. One of us should have.
Then why didn't you?
Why didn't you?
I bought the fan.
I received it.
No, I did.
I did.
I think I did.
I did.
Well, I opened it and unwrapped it.
We're both idiots. It requires installation. It's a box fan. Yeah, so you plug it in, you press a button, and poof, cold air.
It requires installation in the office at least.
We need to find a place to put it. It needs to be at a
spot. It needs to not interfere with the microphones. But make us go. Without the bad breath.
That. Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Actually, fair. No,
it smells like ramen.
I was gonna say, what did I eat last? Yeah, no, I understand. Funnily, it had cooked egg in it.
Oh, but it's expected to be a really warm summer, and now fans are on sale. Yeah. Hint, Psycho, if you still need fans on Amazon.
So, spoilers for anybody, if you can, try to buy a fan before it's summer, because magically they get more expensive, man.
That's what we were thinking as well.
Yeah.
So we bought like two, a small one and a slightly bigger one. And hopefully it's not gonna be 60 degrees in the office in summer.
2000. We're gonna stream straight from the surface of the sun. And every stream I'm gonna be like, I'm warm, because I haven't done that in a while. I have one, but the noise is annoying me too much. The ones we bought are supposed to be quiet. We specifically splurged a little bit so that they are quiet, because I want one of them running under the desk while we're streaming. I figure at least if our legs are cooled down, this is more bearable in summer.
Yeah, we got like a smaller one, which was like $30, and that one is pretty quiet. If you put it on really high, it does get a little bit louder, but not like to a point that I'd say is over the top. But on like the first 3-4 stands, which is already pretty good. As long as if you also don't sit like 10 meters away, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah. Except you wouldn't know about that because, like I said, we still haven't done it on stream.
Yeah, maybe you can do one during a solo stream.
Oh, so I have to do everything by myself.
I mean, it's probably gonna be warm in the next 2 weeks.
Don't remind me. It's getting warmer. I don't like it. I want winter to come back. I've had enough summer now. I've worn my shorts outside. I'm good.
Quite sure we're officially still in spring.
I don't care. I want it to mellow out.
Is summer already started? No.
It's the last thing I'm gonna Google today for you. When does summer start? According to this, in the Northern Hemisphere, summer starts on Saturday, the 21st of June.
Oh, end of the month.
Yep. But I'm freezing in the morning to work. I want it warm. I hear you, and I'm willing to give you this. I want it to be a steady temperature. I hate it. I hate spring so much. It's too cold in the morning to leave without a jacket, and in noon it's too warm to wear anything but a shirt and shorts. Get your shit together, spring. It's been 90 and 60 this week with lows in the 40s. It's brutal.
90 Fahrenheit is like 32 degrees Celsius. That is too warm for me already.
Now check 40s.
That is too warm.
That's gonna be cold.
Let's say 40.
Yeah, fuck off.
That's a really big difference.
No, that's like winter to peak summer in one day. Nah. I wouldn't go outside if I could.
78 Fahrenheit is like my max temperature.
Yeah, and then I'm beginning to complain when I'm warm.
That is the max
Yeah.
I'm willing to compromise. That is like 25 degrees Celsius. That is like, it's good. I can walk around in a t-shirt. I'm warm, but it's cool in
The shade?
in the shade. Like, I feel like that's a good compromise, you know?
Yeah, shirts and shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's enough. It's enough.
It's also less laundry if you just wear shirts and shorts because of less fabric.
I mean, I don't really care about that, but I suppose
I'm just being pragmatic here. You know what also has surprisingly little fabric? When Jack presses the wrong button, except not this time, and asks Tifa to do the recap. Because Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi Renback Cry Chapter 6 Tsumihoroboshi?
I forgot the beginning again. The last time we played Higurashi feels like it was only yesterday. And
It's been 2 days.
It's been 2 days at least.
That's not a mouthful of a title. Indeed. Technically, it's even longer. I'm omitting part of it.
It's like 2 sentences. Can
Yes.
you remind me what it started with? Only that.
People in Hinamizawa. Yeah, now I'm being as helpful as you.
Oh yeah, Keiichi was on his way to visit Reina on the junkyard after he was starting to get worried for her. It was like the middle of the night. He wanted to bring her some food. So he goes...
Because that's what you do when your friend has a complete meltdown and a delusional episode.
Exactly.
You go by yourself in the dark.
So he manages to find Reina in her car hideout on the junkyard, and she seems a bit upset already because Rika had just left, and she's like, oh, I'm so popular today because everyone is looking for Reina, as if you still remember. Keiichi is trying to tell her to stop all of this nonsense, to go home or at least come to his place to rest for the night.
That's what it gets to. Keiichi is trying to explain to Reina, you're suffering delusions. You are acting crazy. Actually, he said it less kind. He said, you are crazy right now. You believe you are the only person in the world who isn't crazy. Nothing's changed. You are being delusional. You are being affected by those stupid scrapbooks you got. There are no alien parasites trying to take over the world by replacing your friends. This is all horseshit. It gets to a point where they go back and forth about this, where he goes to what I consider one of the ultimate measures of trying to have somebody snap out of it, he slaps her across the face just to get her back to reality.
But Reina was sensitive. She asked for proof, and Keiichi's proof was source. Trust me, bro.
I mean, his argument was slightly better than that. It does boil down to trust me, bro. He says, I believe you because you're my friend. And if you say I'm your friend, I'm asking you to put the same trust in me that I'm not lying to you and I have your best interests in heart right now. So all I want from you is, if you don't believe me, my stomach is really upset about the X from earlier. I told you, I warned you, deal with it. If you care at all for me, come to my house or anywhere safe and just sleep. You haven't slept in a while. You are going through shit. Have some food. If you don't want my food, eat your own. But get some rest. And then we can keep talking tomorrow because this whole situation is not good. And that doesn't work out because she then flips the script on him and goes, yeah, but I know something about you and I don't believe you because you're lying to me. Because my friend at the police has told me about you and there's something you're hiding from everybody. You used to shoot little girls.
No. She gave him, I feel that is important. She gave him the chance to tell him.
True.
Here he said there was nothing and he's not hiding anything. Yeah. He has no secrets, blah, 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 blah. So basically lying to Reina.
Multiple times.
Kept
denying it.
Then Reina goes like, oh, I know what you did last summer.
Yes, that actually is what happened last summer, yeah.
Calling him a liar, which he technically was in that situation. It goes like, hey, I know when back before you moved to Higurashi, you were shooting with a BB gun on little girls, actually injuring them.
Long story short, the truth from Keiichi's perspective is he got so burned out and frustrated with cram school and all of this. He started acting out. He just wanted to feel something other than this horribleness. He got a BB gun as a gift, and because he's dumb and he just wanted to do something, he shot it at a few kids. They got angry, that gave him a kick, and eventually he kept doing it. Until one day, he shot at a little schoolgirl who turned around instead of running away, and he hit her in the eye. He comes home, feels like shit, doesn't sleep, wakes up his parents, his dad smacks him black and blue for this stupidity, his mother is having a hysteric fit, they drag him to the police, he wants to go to the police, they go with him, that's important because he wants to confess. The police scolds him, and long story short, his dad and his mother decide, let's leave the city. Let's move away.
The one thing I found kind of funny in that conversation that we didn't really talk about it, he's like, oh, I want to punish myself, like I want to get punished for my sin and for the things I did. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, but I want to forget all of this. Fortunately, my parents have a lot of money, so they're silencing everyone. I wasn't brought to court because my mom and dad bought off the parents, so we settled outside.
No, that's what Reina said probably happened.
No, he said it. It was settled out of court because his parents gave lots of money to the people. Then they moved places because he didn't want anyone to know what has happened. But it's like, oh, I want to atone for my sins.
He wanted a clean break. Also, reminder, he's 15.
Yeah, but still. It's like, I want to atone for my sins, and then I'm gonna throw so much money at it.
He's 15, Tifa.
Yeah, but still, I thought that was fun.
No, I think that makes perfect sense, because you've done something stupid that you regret. Can you change what you've done? No, so you try to learn to live with it, and you don't want to ever think about it again.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I get that part.
Keiichi started feeling bad about lying to Reina, so he confessed the entire story, which we just told to his friends.
Wait, no, the setup is different. Reina leaves him laying there heartbroken, crying under the full moon. Next day at school, he's being very depressed about this all. So his friends are like, we wonder what happened to her. We haven't seen her. And randomly, he goes, can I tell you guys something? It's about me. Then he gives them the whole speech about what he did, and all of his friends look at him and they go like, why are you telling this to us? Like, complete Who asked energy? But he explains that he wants them to know because he believes knowing the past of somebody, if their past is something, that they've done something horrible, is important to him because he wants to be understood. He wants to be accepted despite his flaws.
He didn't want to lie to his friends anymore, even though when they asked him, why are you telling us this? He didn't even say it's because he met Reina, because he's been...
He lied again.
Sure that they don't know that he met with Reina, and he's just like, well...
I just wanted you guys to know.
Because...
They have a cute little moment together where they all basically tell him, like, you didn't need to tell us. I don't care, honestly. If it makes you feel better, cool. But we've all done horrible things. Yeah, remember? I used to throw stones at people. I've been in jail so much, I basically have my own cell there because of all the assault with intent to murder I've done. But it was a different time and you still like me, right?
It boiled down to, even though we're friends or best friends, you don't need to tell all of your dirty secrets to them, especially if it's happened in the past and you've already been forgiven for it.
But then, while they're having this moment, suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, reality starts to fall apart and rearrange.
Oh, yeah.
Because Keiichi, while trying to deal with it, did this actually matter? Should I forgive myself? How does this work for my life? Suddenly, he is back in the scenes from chapter 1, where his friends come over and suddenly he killed them. What is happening? Why is this happening? He experiences now from a potentially clear-minded perspective the events of chapter 1. So the idea back then was Reina and Mion came to his house to kill him, to inject him with mysterious liquid. The new story is they came over because he was sick and they wanted to cheer him up and make him feel better.
He was the delusional one, basically. He was the Reina in chapter 1, according to them.
So they grabbed him, carried him upstairs to his room and tried to draw on him with a marker because they had called the village doctor to give him a shot with medicine. Because that's what fun kids do, right? They carry their friends away against their wishes.
I don't think that was it. It was just about that she wanted to draw on him as a joke.
They were
it doesn't really matter.
Anyway, chapter 6 Keiichi relives what chapter 1 Keiichi has done, as a complete breakdown about this, as anybody would if suddenly you have memories from a reality that isn't your own. He apologizes profusely to Mion, who doesn't understand anything because it hasn't happened here. But as he sits there crying about this whole thing, like having a panic attack about it, little Rika comes to him and goes, "You remember, don't you?
It's a miracle.
This is a miracle because it didn't happen here, but you now understand your sin of a different reality because you are an exception." So somehow we have established that Rika, potentially Oyashiro-sama incarnate, is somehow able to travel between these chapters, and Keiichi very well can access at least the memories of these things. We don't know why. It's confusing. And here we are, still confused, more and more confused as this game keeps going.
Basically, what if our nightmares are visions from other worlds? That would be very interesting.
I feel like that's a concept that's also used in Marvel comics. Or at least used to be.
Is it?
Isn't it called dream walking? Dream walking Marvel. I think so. Blah 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 blah. Magic.
It allows sorcerers to possess another counterpart of themselves in the multiverse. So...
Kind of.
Half, yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't like it, Psycho, because that gives me an existential crisis. I'd rather it not. I'd rather it's just my brain going, and now this, and then I just see things.
Jack already doesn't like stargazing.
That is true. The stars make me feel small and insignificant.
Let alone watching visions from other worlds.
Tifa, the only vision in my life I need is you.
That's very sweet.
And I meant it. She sits there blinking at me tiredly. Yeah, whatever. I'll just be adorable by myself. Tifa, are you ready to Higurashi some Russies?
I think I'm ready. We had a perspective change, I believe.
Yeah, there's a new scene happening now. Click.
Wow.
Wow, what?
The game wasn't open yet.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the menu. I'm guessing we're now back to Ooishi.
Tifa, how long are you gonna get? I have no idea. It might be Kasai. The summit was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City. When a black car stopped in front of it, 3 burly cops got out of it, followed by Ooishi.
Maybe not.
They were welcomed by Sonozaki Corps member in equally black suits. It was something you didn't see every day. Oh, now the Yakuza and the police are meeting. Okay. All for the sake of Reina. That's sweet. That the two sides of the law come together for...
Yeah, but they both believe the other one is searching for them, which is why they have started searching for them, basically.
Yeah, which is why I think it's actually a nice touch that Ooishi goes, maybe we should talk to the people we're trying to avoid. You know, we have a common goal here, which is the safety of Reina.
If that even is the case.
We're gonna find out now. Thank you for having us. We apologize for being late.
Okay, it is.
Oh, not these two! Please listen to Jack jumping between voices for the next half an hour. I'll take you to the room. Please, follow me. There was a sign saying reserved at the entrance. Ooishi and his subordinates were taken inside. They walked through the restaurant's pretentious landscape garden and they came to the gorgeous Japanese-style entrance.
Angel Mort. Oh, we're actually in a different place. Okay.
No, it's not a fancy Japanese restaurant, Tifa. Not this time.
Yeah, but now it looks fancier already than before.
So what's Shmion's mom doing here? Akane, I believe, was her name. A woman in a kimono was waiting at the entrance, as was Kasai. Upon seeing the police officers, they stopped chatting and bowed deeply. The woman in the kimono was Mion's mother, Akane. Nice to meet you, Miss Sonozaki. Thank you for having us today.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming all the way here, despite your busy schedule.
Ah, the exchange of pleasantries. Not at all. I've been looking forward to the feast I'm going to have today. What? Kiyomizu-tei?
Kiyomizu-tei. Mizu-tei?
Kiyomizu-tei is famous for its dried bean curd, right? And to logging now, gotta go spend a few $1 million of company money on servers. Nice. Don't misclick on something with those monies.
Don't put another zero on it.
Mm-hmm. Oops, I bought video game equipment. Big hugs and I hope you have a wonderful upcoming evening and safe travels, Tifa.
Thank you very much.
All the same to you.
Love. Was awesome seeing you again. Big hugs.
I can't wait. I love it when Kasai says nothing. That's really easy for me to do. A long time no see, Kasai-san. It's been forever since we last met in person. Yes, it has been a while. Well, we seem to be at war, but I'm hoping we can settle this like adults. Although we're ready for an all-out war whenever you are. No, we have no desire to fight. Neither do we.
Do you think they're gonna mention Reina?
Yes.
That's the only reason that they're meeting.
I would think so. Or something else happens at the same time. Everybody knows how messy things get when you get involved. But I'd like to avoid that as much as possible since I'm not that young anymore.
Straight to the point.
Obviously this was a meeting between people who hated each other. The tension in their words indicated that it wasn't likely to be a friendly meeting.
I'll take you to the room. Please, follow me.
I feel bad for a host taking us to the table.
Well, I know we sent you the invitation under my name, but actually today's host is the Sonosaki main family. I'm sorry for the confusion.
Oh shit, we're gonna meet Oreo? I see. Can I go back and get my bulletproof jacket? That's a laugh, but it's not like a haha funny laugh. It's more like a I'm fucked, aren't I?
If this is like an actual, real scenario, though, I gotta appreciate how she's going about it. Like, you're still keeping it very light-hearted, you're keeping
as much as possible.
As much as possible, there's a little bit of banter in there. I feel like it keeps the atmosphere...
Yeah, it doesn't make the tension worse.
Yeah. I mean, tension there already is, but it lightens it up a little bit.
You might as well laugh as you head down the maw of a lion. On the other side of the door there were several tables, and Mion was sitting at one of them. Since Mion was still young, her school uniform functioned as her formal dress. Still, it looked strange with both the police and the corps member in black suits. Hello, you must be the successor to the head of the Sonosaki family. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much for coming. Please, take a seat.
Mion politely welcomed the police, undaunted even though they were older than her parents.
No, old people.
That's such a Japanese thing. Oh no, they're even older than the people I live with.
Mom, I see old people.
No, I get it. It's about the respect and all of it. Mion gave Kasai a look and he tapped on the door. The waitresses, who had been waiting behind the door, started bringing out drinks.
Ooishi-san, what's going on here? Bit late to ask, I think.
I'm not sure. Well, let's enjoy the meal first. The dried bean curd is really famous, you know. Might as well enjoy the food and drinks while you can.
Yeah, priorities. If I might die and get shot at the table...
At least on a full belly.
At least I'm gonna eat this delicious bean curd, you know what I mean?
Also, isn't bean curd tofu? Or is it a different type of bean?
No, I don't think... It's more like a paste, isn't it?
Well, tofu is a curd made from soybeans.
Oh, bean curd is tofu.
No, tofu is bean curd. Not every bean curd is tofu.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm just assuming it's some tofu variation.
It is.
I would probably like it. They started drinking, but the tension continued for a while. Mion made the waitresses and the other member of the Sonosaki Corps leave the room, and soon only Ooishi and his subordinates, Mion, Akane and Kasai, were left in the room. Where's Oreo? Well,
fashionably late.
Let's start talking about why we're here today. Akane nodded and began speaking.
We're having this meeting today so we can resolve our misunderstandings.
Such as?
Kasai wanted to talk to you about Reina Ryugu for personal reasons. Therefore, this meeting is about the private circumstances between Tatsuyoshi Kasai and Reina Ryugu. The Sonosaki family has nothing to do with this.
What are these private circumstances? Ryugu-san lives an honest life. How can she have any kind of private connection with Kasai-san from Yakuza?
Kasai?
I had dropped my pocket and she found it. Apparently. Yes. Allow me to explain. Kasai told the police officers that he happened to meet Reina at a coffee house in Okinomiya. He explained that Reina found something he lost there and that she offered to bring it back to him. That doesn't sound right. But for argument's sake, why don't we assume that what you're telling us is true? What happened after that doesn't make any sense. I heard that you told your members to find Reina Ryugu. That is actually my fault. Reina-san's father was worried about her because she didn't come home after dark. So I sent my men to ask if anyone had seen her downtown, but I made a small mistake.
Yeah, I'm the one that told them.
Yeah.
Which means...
Whoopsie!
Suddenly it's way more or way bigger than it technically has to
At
be.
least they are communicating. At least they're telling the whole story so far and not just go, hey, Keiichi, why do you suddenly feel like telling us this?
The stupid thing here is, though, that especially from Ooishi's point of view, I would also be like, Couldn't
Really?
you come up with anything better?
Yeah.
You lost something. She wants to give it back
But
to
that's what
you.
happened. Yeah.
And that's why you're now sending your man after her, because her father was also worried. Like,
But-
I wouldn't buy this.
But as dumb as it is, that's actually the truth.
Yeah, it is, but considering of all the things Reina told you, I wouldn't.
Wait a second. You made us come all the way here, now you're telling us to believe this bullshit. Could it be that you're making fun of us? Or she looked more... or she looked a lot more like a member of the Yakuza than the real Yakuza did. Or she threatened them with a nasty smile and it piled all the more tension onto the atmosphere in the room. Amazing if everyone acted like adults. Or imagine. Both. It is amazing and do imagine. Yeah. Freudian slip. Both work.
Ooishi-san, please don't.
Kumagai tried to make him stand down. Officers with hot tempers pair with others who are good at calming them down, just like how Yakuza do. Oh, like how they put emotional support dogs with like cheetahs and leopards in zoos.
Yeah, those are really cute.
That is a true fact. You can look that up. A lot of those big like wild cats have like anxiety issues if they are held in zoos. So usually to alleviate that, they are given like golden retrievers and labradors that just live in the enclosure with them. So when the cheetah, for example, gets like really anxious and panicky, the like golden retriever would go to them and like calm them down, because the dog is cool with all of this, the cheetah isn't. It looks absolutely adorable. There's plenty of videos online. Oh, she backed off with a grin. Kumagai took over, continuing from there.
So what are you trying to say? Do you not want us to intervene because this is a civil matter between Reina Ryugu and Tatsuyoshi Kasai? That's not going to happen. We're going to give her protection.
Mion opened her mouth for the first time in a while.
You need to explain to me why the police have to protect Reina Ryugu to begin with.
Why? Because you guys are after her. Ooishi answered bluntly, but Mion remained nonchalant. It must have made him all the more annoyed.
What makes you think we're after her?
Why don't you ask what's in your chest? You might know something. Oh, that's so deep. Ask your heart.
Ooishi-san, we're here to resolve our misunderstandings. It's your choice not to listen to us, but I think it's better that you do.
Oh, and what are we misunderstanding exactly?
Your misunderstanding concerns the scrapbooks of Miya Takano that Reina Ryugu is in possession of.
The officer's expressions grew stern all at once. All of a sudden, she had gotten straight to the point.
You want to protect Reina Ryugu because she has the scrapbooks, isn't that right?
Yeah, you know, bioterrorism and all of that? Don't know how to bring it up. Ooishi and his subordinates glared back at her without saying a word, making it obvious that her guess was right. When your poker face fails you because you go...
Kasai?
Akane gave him a look and he left the room. However, he shortly returned, carrying a black suitcase.
They have copies.
Every one of the officers assumed that there was a tremendous amount of money in the suitcase, and that the Sonozaki family was trying to buy them off. That's for body parts.
Yes, I
Wanna
will. Nah, I don't think so.
Kasai opened the suitcase and showed the contents to the police.
It's the scrapbooks.
Oh, they already got them! What the hell?
Don't forget, the Reina only has partially, or only has part of the scrapbooks.
Oh, only the ones that Takano gave her.
This is probably the rest.
Oh, she probably has like a billion of them somewhere in her like drawers and stuff.
No.
Are these?
These are Miyo Takano's scrapbooks. I'm afraid we don't have the one she gave to Reina Ryugu. This is going to be our main course for today.
I was hoping for bean curd. Can I have a vegan option, please? Do you mind if I take a look?
No, feel free. We can talk after you read them. I'll make my people leave if you like.
No, you don't have to do that. I like it when people watch me while I read.
We need fibers after all.
That is true, otherwise it's gonna be harder on the way out. Or softer. cops produced latex gloves from their pockets, put them on and took one of her scrapbooks out of her suitcase. There were more than 10 of them in there.
We found them in Mio Takano's house in Okonomiya after she passed away. I like how they blatantly say that they broke into her house, basically.
Yeah, but there's no pretense here. They know. Like, this is not the issue right now. Ooishi and the others desperately turned the pages of her well-thumbed scrapbooks. Are you sure these are real?
Without a doubt. Ooishi-san, if Reina Ryugu has the other scrapbooks, that means maybe the ones she has have the same kind of stuff in them.
She looked stunned by the contents of the scrapbooks. He started turning the pages faster and closed the scrapbook roughly. Do all of these have the same kind of contents as this one?
Yes, they do. Feel free to take the time to look at them until you're fully satisfied.
They're all full of shit. The other officers also rapidly turned through the pages. They weren't reading them, just flipping through. They took one scrapbook from the suitcase after another and flipped through the pages roughly.
Ooishi-san, this is absurd. These are just crappy occult novels. This one says that the netherworld collided with this world and the dead souls flowed across the gap. That's how unbelievable this is. How are we going to use this as proof?
Well, there's also one where Takano is what reference did I want to make? Yes, where Takano is the daughter of this divorced mom and dad, and she lives with her mom in this really sunny place. So then she goes and lives with her dad for a bit in this really rainy, cloudy place, and she meets her new school mates, and one of them is a vampire, and then the other one that she knew from childhood turns out to be a werewolf, and then she has a zombie vampire baby, and it's bad CGI. This is the plot of Witcher. That is true.
Gotta get the inspiration from somewhere.
Oh, references. I like it. Oh, you say something about the Netherworld? Mine is about creatures from the bottom of the ocean. Kaiju. This one is about classified weapons of the Nazis. This one is about the legacy of a Mu continent. That one is about Ossie, the mysterious creature in Onigafuchi's swamp.
Ossie.
Oh my god, they got their own Nessie? Really?
We can surmise that Reina Ryugu most likely has the scrapbook about the parasite theory we've all heard of.
No, Ossie. That's even funnier to Germans, because Ossie, exactly spelled like this, is used as a it's a derogatory term for people who live or grew up in the former parts of what was Eastern Germany. The DDR, the German Democratic Republic, before the reunion.
Well, it mixes with the classified weapons of the Nazis.
No, it doesn't. No. The police were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The other officers were shooting glances at Ooishi. They hadn't said anything to him, but they never really believed in the story of a parasite, let alone the bioterrorism. But Ooishi had believed it and told them he had proof. None of the scrapbooks in front of him said anything about parasites, but it was easy to assume the contents of one scrapbook were no different in nature from another. In other words, all of them were just crappy occult novels. Well...
What was the proof Ooishi had again?
Reina telling him about the books and about the bioterrorism plot where they want to release a parasite for global world saturation, something like that. Ooishi appeared unable to accept the fact that was facing him. But now that he was actually looking at it, it was difficult to ignore. Mio Takano was an occult geek who had laughable ideas about the legend of Onigafuchi. But Reina took them seriously, and so had Ooishi. The other officers could no longer stop themselves from laughing at the ridiculous scrapbooks. Ooishi glared at them and they stopped laughing. The main reason Ooishi took the story of a parasite seriously was because the Sonozaki family was apparently after Reina Ryugu for the scrapbooks she had. Plus, Takano, the owner of the scrapbooks, was killed.
Yeah, in that regard, it kind of makes sense. Like, it seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
But she was murdered. Suddenly, the Yakuza is after this girl.
Why would they be after her if not for the books? So, does it sound wild? Yes. But why else would the other things be happening?
Yeah, it does make you doubt at least. Or you should give it serious consideration as a police officer for a young girl who might be in danger.
And regardless, even if you don't believe it, the Yakuza people are after her, so clearly there is something happening.
Yeah.
Because of these two reasons, he believed in that occult B novel. Oishi was frustrated without a doubt. He has to accept that he was wrong. She was eager for any information that could help him solve a series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa before he retired. A combination of a number of factors made Takano's ridiculous theory become highly credible to him. Creditable? Never heard that word before. What I have heard of before is that I need to pee. I'm also thirsty, so...
BRB?
It's one circle. BRB.
We're back.
We are! Look! We finally come back from a break and we say the usual things. I'm not drinking, we're not doing anything else.
We always say the usual things.
Not when I'm busy watering my throat, because I'm thirsty.
But then you still say the usual things.
Let me ask you something. Why was Mio Takano killed? Straight to the point.
We have no idea what happened to Mio Takano and Jiro Tomitake.
But we like to take credit for it if we might. Of course you don't. A liar doesn't call himself a liar.
Come on, ooishi-san. Do you think we do such a lousy job as to let the police find the bodies?
That's kind of a good point, actually. They have a deep well in their backyard. Mion wore a cold smile. She had said too much. Akane cleared her throat as if to condemn the statement, and that made Mion shut her mouth. Oishi glared at the young successor. But he knew she was right. And why are you after Reno Ryugu?
We're not. I admit it's our fault that we made it look like we were after. For that we apologize.
When you really want to lay into somebody, but then they say something and give you no reason to be angry at them for that, it's like, oh yeah. The reasons which made Oishi take Reina's delusion seriously collapsed one by one. Mion and Akane looked at each other. They must have decided to let Akane speak. She did so firmly.
We'd like to ask you a favor. We don't want to be involved with the police because of nonsense like this. We heard that Sankai from the police headquarters started work with the Public Safety Division.
That is true. Call back to chapter 4.
They're going to do simultaneous raids on our family using this case as their excuse, aren't they?
Oh, damn. That had been at Oishi's request. Oishi took Reina's story seriously and he wanted to find the research facility that was developing the parasite. He was intending to use it as proof of a potential bioterrorist attack.
How dare you be reasonable? I wanted to be mad at you.
But have you been so lucky in your life that you never had that experience? You are mad at somebody for something and you finally work up your way into having the confrontation, or it just happens and you open your mouth and you go, I'm so mad at you, you did this, and then they go, yeah, but no, that's not how it happened. And so they explain their side and then you go, that makes perfect sense, but you still have this energy of like, no, fuck you, Tifa, it's all your fault, you're ruining my life. And meanwhile Tifa is like, I like puppies. It's like, how can I be mad at you, but I have still anger inside. Hate it when it happens. But as he had no idea where to start looking, he tried to conduct simultaneous raids on all the facilities the Sonozaki family owned in the entire prefecture, in the cooperation of a task force for gang groups and public safety. Normally, the circumstantial evidence he had wouldn't be enough to get their cooperation. In fact, public safety doubted Oishi's source because they hadn't heard of any potential terrorist attacks. They trusted their information network. But Oishi took advantage of his long career and his old friends, and he managed to get them to cooperate. Oishi's face broke out in a nervous sweat. Needless to say, he realized he was completely wrong. Kittens greater than puppies.
That's a really rough one.
Kittens equal puppies for me.
Yeah, I don't prefer one over the other.
If a kitten and a puppy were both drawn into a river and were floating down and I had to save them, I would try to save both.
Oh, that's horrible, but...
Well, but that's how I argue with myself, which one do I prefer.
I remember when we had this conversation about how at school we always did the...
Coward, take a side.
Who would you save or what would you choose? And you're like, oh, that's horrible. You should never do that. And I can't believe this is something you did as a kid. And now you go like, oh, I do this all the time to decide.
What? You lost me. What?
That you yourself go like, oh, if a bag of puppies and a bag of kittens flow down the river about to drown,
Yeah.
which one would you save if you can only save one?
Yeah. Okay, fine, it's puppies. I'm afraid of cats, alright? Because I'm allergic to them. They made me say that. Puppies. It's puppies. It's always puppies. Big cat is after me. They look so cute, but when they come to me and when they scratch me and when my leg is bleeding for like 2 days and gets all swelled up and shit because I'm allergic to cats.
Jack hates cats, except for internet cats. Like,
Yes.
he's always like, oh, look at how cute this is. But it's like,
Yes.
oh, when my mom's cats do this, you complain at them.
Yes, I do, because internet cat doesn't give me allergic reaction.
See how quick this personality swap happened?
I was trying to be nice. Skill issue, yeah, on a DNA level. I can't even fix it.
We caused you some trouble during the dam conflict, but the era is reaching its end and things have changed. We're a Yakuza group that sides with the weak and crushes the strong, but we're also trying to achieve peace and stability in line with these changing times. If we get raided now, we're going to lose face.
Who cares about your face? I know we'll find something with those raids. We're going to go through with them.
If you find something, good for you. But if you don't, you know it will cause a big liability issue that even you won't escape lightly, ooishi-san.
Alright, it sounds like you really do want an all-out war. Huh?
If that's what you want,
Is he really willing to risk all of that?
please carry out your job to your own satisfaction. Well, the
That
problem
is such a killer line. I'm gonna steal that for work emails when somebody pisses me off. Please do carry out your tasks to your own satisfaction.
But the thing is, they know they're going to get raided, which means they can prepare.
They are prepared already. I'm pretty sure everybody under their command has been spending the last entire time up until this conversation cleaning up, scrubbing the walls.
Yeah, but now Ooishi also knows that they know, which means the point is already kind of gone to do it.
Yeah, but at the same time he kind of still has to carry it out, because if he now calls it off, with what reason?
We'll take on the challenge anytime.
What? Akane Sonozaki didn't betray Oishi's expectations. Although her right to become a successor was taken away, Akane had been through a lot more than Mion. Oishi couldn't back out now. But he knew it was a fight he probably wouldn't win. Kumagai butted in and he tried to calm him down.
If we put a stop to the raids, what would we get in return? Good
Mion
question.
answered this time.
We'll give you these scrapbooks as proof of our friendship. I'm sure you can use them to cancel the raid attempts.
That's so sweet. These scrapbooks proved how ridiculous Mio Takano's theory was. Takano was dead anyway. Oishi could show people these scrapbooks and say he was fooled. He could still pretend the whole raid thing never happened. He might have to take responsibility for it, but if he didn't back off now, there'd be no doubt that he'd face a hopeless mess. If he was going to back off, it was now or never. The administrative staff at his station weren't exactly fond of him. If he made such a huge mistake right before his retirement, people who'd been looking for a chance for revenge would cut his pension with glee. His pension was decided by multiplying his base salary by a certain number. If they cut his base salary, there was no way he could avoid a big reduction.
Ooishi-san,
He decided to back off. It was hard for him to admit mistakes at his age. He grimaced with anger. Kuma-chan, can you take over from here? I think I had too much to drink. I'm going to get some fresh air on the porch. Excuse me. She stood up quickly and left the room, making a lot of noise as he walked. Kasai closed the door which she left open. The room was filled with silence again. At that point, Kumagai opened his mouth.
We understand your point. Our intention isn't to cause trouble to all the organizations you own. So I want to confirm that the police and the Sonozaki family will help each other to maintain the peace of this city. Therefore, we're going to put off doing the simultaneous raids. Thank you very much. I'm sure our leader Oreo appreciates your concern as well. As you promised, we'll take the scrapbooks. And there are 2 more conditions. Go ahead. First, if you find the other missing scrapbooks, you must bring them to us immediately. Second, if you find Reina Ryugu, you must turn her over to us immediately as well. I'm afraid the second one is unacceptable.
I was gonna say, this still needs to escalate somehow.
Reina Ryugu is in a state of delusion. We'll make sure of her safety and we'll find the best medical facility we can take her to. She has the right to receive treatment. We can't accept that either. We have the right to question her about the murder of Takano, as a material witness, not as a suspect.
Yeah, but can't you help her first and then do the questioning?
No,
Akane.
because time will pass. Too much time.
Yeah, fair enough, her memory isn't as fresh. Akane whispered to Mion. Mion, in turn, nodded and began to speak.
Very well. We'll accept the second condition. But let us add another condition on top of that. We're going to send her a lawyer. You will only question her in the lawyer's presence.
Fair.
Understood. One more thing.
Oh my god, just make your shopping lists first.
You aren't allowed to delay us by not sending the lawyer on purpose. That's a good one. We'll start questioning right after we find her. We have no problem with that. But you must contact us immediately after she's found. We will as soon as we can.
As soon as we can. Akane cut in.
You have to call us before you question her. You must call us the very moment she's found. This agreement is made in good faith, founded on our mutual trust. So please do be careful not to do anything that might waste it. Understood. You have my word on that. We'll try to keep our promise with the best of intentions.
I like how earlier, with all that egg talk, my stomach was upset. Now it seems to be yours. It's the bean curd, isn't it?
No, I like bean curd.
Akane and Kumagai glared at each other for a moment. Surprisingly, Kumagai was very calm. He was always in the shadow of Ooishi, who was loud and noisy, but he had as much guts as his superior did. Ooishi was good at taking care of matters in a rough and threatening kind of way, but Kumagai was good at negotiations like this. The meeting ended and the police stood up from their seats. The tension in the room had finally ceased. Kasai put the scrapbooks back in the suitcase and handed it to Kumagai. Kumagai looked at Kasai, nodded lightly and took what was offered to him.
This is a very expensive case made in Italy. Please take it as a souvenir from us.
Wow, bribes!
No, we're only supposed to take the scrapbooks. We'll return it to your office later. Thank you for your time. Please give my regards to the family head, Oreo-san.
The officers left after bowing to Mion. After making sure that the police had left the hallway, Mion sighed heavily and finally let go of attention. She spread her feet on the floor, flapping the rim of her skirt.
Oh man, my shoulders hurt.
Sitting and standing all stiff.
Why didn't you take care of this, Mom? Don't be silly. Your rank is higher than mine. Rank is everything, not age. Hey, Kasai, have a waitress bring me a beer. Oh, and you can let the grunts in and give them something cold to drink too.
You want me to bring only beer?
Oh, she can't drink. bring some orange juice for her. Don't treat me like I'm a little kid. I guess my rank doesn't matter to you, huh? You'll always be a big baby to me. Anyway, your father pulled many strings for you this time. You should thank him. And you too, Kasai. You have to play it smarter when meeting with the common man.
I kind of appreciate how, despite all of the super high stakes stuff that was happening here, the moment the tension is gone, the moment the transactional part of the meeting is over, they're just like a family. Like, Mom, I don't want to deal with the police. Can't you do my homework for me?
Basically, I don't want to call the doctor myself.
Yeah, can't you tell my work I'm sick? Can't you write me a sick leave note? Tifa, you're 30, you can do it yourself. The first time I had to call in sick at work and I realized I have to do it myself, it felt so weird. Because in school I would have to get my dad to write me a sick note, you know? And I would bring that to my teachers after the fact. And now it was like, wait, I have to call the company myself to announce that I'm not coming today because I'm sick? Am I really that sick? Can't I just work anyway? I'm a little embarrassed.
By the way, I'm very impressed with Reina-chan for making a fool out of Ooishi. You have many friends with good potential. I'd like to meet her.
This is not good potential.
We can go to see a play together or something. Kasai, whenever you see her next time, let her know I said that. And don't tell her any more creepy stories, alright? Yeah, someone keep the horror away from Reina.
Of course, I'm well aware of that. With that, they successfully dispelled the magical power of Takano's scrapbooks. The whole mess shouldn't grow any larger. The only remaining problem was Reina. Where could she be hiding? As Tifa makes a face like she's trying to eat the moon on the screen.
It's a block of cheese.
If only. Tips? End of...
Would have been a short one.
Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the curtain. I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be so late? Well, I didn't have to guess who it was. There was only one person I knew who might come see me this late. I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. It was Reina. She was just standing still under the light. I wondered how long she'd been there for. It didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. Wasn't that the moment in chapter 1 where she was standing outside just in the rain and like muttering, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, something like that? She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. For how long had she been hesitating in front of my door? It looked like even standing was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put my sandals on and rushed out of the house. Reina looked surprised to see me even though I came out after making a lot of noise. Reina? Is that you? Reina! She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again. How long have you been standing here?
I don't know. Maybe since the sunset.
Reina must have been staying somewhere outside for the last 2 days at the very least. And it wasn't like she had been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Reina looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. Did I read that right?
No, but you only missed one word, that's fine.
No, it's not. She seemed to have taken care of a deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. The band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms and body too, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she had last night. Anyway, let's go inside. You haven't eaten anything for 2 days, have you? So it's been 2 days since we met her outside at the junkyard?
Apparently.
When I tried to take her in the house, she refused with a vague expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go into the house, it was more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it.
I can't take it anymore. Even at this moment, the maggots are moving through my body. It itches really badly and it feels like they're about to come out from everywhere.
Reina, I think you have some kind of disease. Why don't you get some rest here and we'll go to the clinic first thing in the morning? He understands your delicate situation, so he'll see you in private.
No. I know it. I know exactly how Tomitake-san died. I'm trying not to do what he did for as long as possible.
Reina believed she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death, just like Tomitake-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. She wouldn't hear anything else right now. But she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give her a hand, it looked like the hand of a devil. If this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to die, but I don't think I have much time.
That's not going to happen. You're a member of our unbeatable club, Reina Ryugu. You're not going to die so easily.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to say sorry before I die.
Sorry? For what?
Yesterday, I said terrible things to you and I hurt your feelings.
She must be talking about last night. She trusted me, but when ooishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed. And after that, everything I did out of goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what it's like. I once felt the same way about you, Reina.
Well, before I moved here, I did many horrible things too. A lot, actually.
Really? I didn't know.
What I did is beyond comparison. You just shot someone with a toy gun. I hit somebody's head really hard with a metal baseball bat. Everybody got hurt really badly. And I also broke the windows in my school and...
I know. But I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Reina Ryugu and became Reina after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before. In the eye, Reina. Yeah. Details.
So, I was way worse than you were. I have no right to say you're not my friend.
I felt the same way too. I was afraid of you because I heard about your past.
Oh, you knew.
Reina laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out that I knew about her history when she thought I didn't. But I was like, so what?
Huh?
It doesn't matter how bad you were before you moved here. You've been through ups and downs with tears and laughter, but since you moved to Hinamizawa, you've been living a proud life. The important thing is that you regret what you did. That's all that matters. You've grown to be a respectable person. I don't care about your past. I should have noticed it earlier. Reina is Reina. That's why she's Reina Ryugu. I couldn't understand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Reina. You heard about my past too, right? That was pretty bad as well. I was such a brat. I regret the stupid things I did. So I thought moving here was a good opportunity for me to start over. I believe I've been the person I wanted to be since I moved to Hinamizawa. Isn't it the same with you, Reina? It doesn't matter how you lived in Ibaraki. The important thing is that you're Reina Ryugu. You wanted to be in Hinamizawa. So I don't care about whoever Reina Ryugu was.
Yeah, you're right.
We can start our life over as many times as we want. We might take a lot of mistakes and hurt ourselves, but that lets us become the people we want to be. You fall once or twice in your life, but that's life. We can't let that beat us down. We have to keep growing. So I was such an asshole for getting scared of you because of your past. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. when you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to others. So I don't need to know your past. And even if I knew, it shouldn't have changed the way I treated you. But we were fools. We couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. We knew that from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other and we made each other cry. So Reina Ryugu is and will always be my best friend forever. When you have to go through a hard time, I'll help you no matter what. Trust me on that.
Thank you. I trust you, Keiichi-kun.
Cool. Now give her a hug. Drag her inside the home. Gently. Don't make it like you're taking her hostage. Make sure she sleeps. Make sure she eats. Make sure she doesn't try looking for the maggots. And then next day, bring her to hospital. It's very tragic, but what she said isn't true. She probably didn't mean to lie. But I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. My words didn't reach her. I knew that because Reina kept telling me to trust her that time. She kept saying those words, while I kept hitting her with a bat. But they still didn't reach me. Also, what happened to Keiichi's whole breakdown of, I'm going to stand up, I'm going to save her, I'm gonna do the thing she was trying to do for me. And now he's like, oh yeah, she's standing in front of a door. I guess I should check on her.
Heat of the moment. I don't think I have much time left. But I'll still try my best to save Hinamizawa, because wonderful people like you live here.
No, Reina.
I'm not going to let them take over this village. I'll fight so we can regain the peaceful days we had. I'll defeat their conspiracy.
She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her that the conspiracy was Takano-san's delusion, it wouldn't reach her.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Thank you for forgiving me.
I do forgive you. So, please forgive me for what I did to you.
I'm going to save Hinamizawa, I promise. So, Keiichi-kun, will you help me? I trust you. Only you, Keiichi-kun. We can save Hinamizawa together.
Let's kill everybody together! Fun, cheap couple activities in the Japanese countryside.
Honestly, you have no choice but to say yes here. Because if you say no, you're never going to see her again, probably.
Reina... I knew how bad of a corner Reina was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around with a baseball bat thinking every single person around me was my enemy. Reina cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. But Reina, you still trust me, even when you're driven into this bad of a corner. I couldn't understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept telling me to trust you. But you're different. You still trust me. You are so...
Why are you crying?
I'm sorry. I'll never betray you. I trust you, Reina. So, please forgive me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've always believed in me, Keiichi-kun. So I trust you too. I can trust you, right? You're the only person who trusts me, right?
Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again and again to answer her. Tears welled up in Reina's eyes too. Before I knew it, we were putting our foreheads together with tears in our eyes. That deserved its own art.
Well, I found a way to end this battle.
Really?
Yeah. I might not stand a chance, but this is the best and only resistance I can think of.
Reina, I don't know what you're going to do. But if you do that, we can regain our happy days, right? We can, can't we? We have to. Or I'm not going to let you go anywhere.
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. It's going to be a come-from-behind victory, and we'll regain our happy days for sure.
Yeah, so she got a couple of guns and she needs a second person to pull it off with her. Like in the beginning of a chapter where they had their epic water gun fight. Now the two of them are gonna storm a building. I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion and it would end with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she twisted into an attack on her. I was like that at the time. I took Reina's goodwill as the complete opposite thing. So I stopped denying her story. This was Reina's battle. It was her lonely battle she had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. But I would always be there for her. I don't think that's what you should be doing with somebody who is delusional like this.
Yeah, but like I said, if he now says no, he will never see her again.
Yeah, but also he's 15, you know.
Not our Reina.
Yeah, not my Reina. Not mine, not chapter 6, not mine. Whenever she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that, so I said just one thing. I'm on your side until the very last moment. No matter what, I'm on your side. Even if I told her to trust me. I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway. Even if she couldn't believe them and if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I'd keep saying them until I die.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Everything will be over tomorrow. We'll win for sure. And then we can play around in the club together again. With everyone. We'll return to our happiest times.
Although she wished to regain our happy times so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her mind.
Well, I have to go now. I have to get ready for tomorrow.
To tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her even if I had to grab her arm. But I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore. Wait, Reina, what do you have to do to get ready for tomorrow?
It's a secret. I might ask you for help later. You'll help me when I do, right?
Of course. I nodded strongly so she could tell that I was still on her side. But I didn't know what her come from behind victory meant at this point. The first thing I could think of was that she was going to invade the house of the Sonozaki family, which she thought was her enemy. So I called Mion to warn her after Reina left. Mion laughed bitterly and said,
Why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much?
but she understood the situation.
It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys.
You do all the damn time!
It might be better if we tied her down and took her to a hospital.
Yes! I don't like it, but if it comes to that, I guess we have no choice. But I want to believe her. Until the very last second. Until the last second. She still had the strong heart to trust me no matter how badly she's been driven into a corner. She's not like me, so I'm sure she can defeat her delusion.
It's hard for this old man to understand what you and Rika-chan have been talking about these days. Did anything serious happen lately?
Like last year, actually. Already. You can say it happened lately in a way. I killed Mion a couple of days after the festival. I'm sorry I've been talking crazy lately. Anyway, please don't lose confidence in Reina. Alright?
You know I won't. Anyone can catch a cold of the heart sometimes. It just happened to Reina this time, that's all. Well, she has a relatively high fever, but I'm sure she'll get better soon and we can laugh about this later. It's not as bad as you think, Keiichi. That silly Ooishi admitted his mistake. He doesn't even know about you-know-what. So we'll just say Reina overreacted a little bit and this will be over.
She was just being hysterical, you know. Really? You really think you can do that?
Did you forget that I'm the next head of the Sonozaki family? I have both the skill and the power to do that. This old man had a meeting with Ooishi at a restaurant today and we cleared up all the misunderstandings. Ooishi was shaking in fear the whole time.
Kinda.
Hey, I'm pretty good, don't you think?
Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Reina seems to be feeling, The others seemed to be taking it rather easy. It was all up to Reina now. If she understood everything, she could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did by the abandoned car at the garbage dump that day. Reina, I couldn't win, but I know you can, because you're the one who told me to have faith until the end. So I know you can win. That didn't mean that she could literally win the last battle she was talking about earlier, but Reina would win. She'd win and she'd regain her peaceful life. I pressed enter at the perfect moment, like with a screen or with a text leaving, and suddenly the music went whoa. I'm kind of proud of myself. Last night, what's she gonna do? I think she's gonna cause the volcanic gas eruption.
Oh, I wonder how she would do that though. But it is a come from behind victory.
I'm writing that down. I need points when this is all over.
I'm not sure how, but you could have a pointer.
Chapter
but
6, Reina
the gas did not happen in chapter 1. Well,
will
that doesn't matter.
trigger the volcanic gas incident.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if you're right.
Last night. Last Friday night. Who is this? That's
Reina?
Rika.
Rika, tomorrow is the day.
Satoko!
Hmm? Oh, you mean the day we die?
That's Oyashiro-sama. That's not Satoko, that's Oyashiro-sama. She's speaking to the thing inside of her.
It's going to end up the same way this time, just like the last time. I don't know about that. It's been very similar to the last one, but there were some things that were different too. Keiichi remembered what happened. That's impossible. There's no way he could remember. I mean, there's no way he could know. I think it's the other way around, but whatever. The more you say that it's absolutely impossible, the more it makes me feel like this is a real miracle. There's no way we can do. It's going to end up the same way again. But there's nothing we can do. It's going to end up the same way again. I'm not sure about that. Yes, it will. Everything will be over. When the Higurashi cry. Was it all going to end anyway? The more often you throw a die, the closer the total will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, the total will average out in the end. That's a fact of statistics. But when you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw, the greater the likelihood that the number will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different futures you can create by throwing a die 100 times. There are 5,000 different futures you can create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one future among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice.
Among Us?
Keiichi showed me a miracle, and it taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing the die. Don't give in to something like an average. You think we'll never have a different ending, don't you? I can tell because it's written all over your face. I think so too. I think we're going to have the same ending this time again. But I'm not going to give up hope until I throw the die for the last time. Keiichi taught me that. Something is going to be different this time. I'll try to believe in that. Rika, you're a very strong person. Yeah, I know. That's because I'm a lot younger than you.
Wow! Ageism in my Higurashis.
Rika? Why are you still awake? It's not good to stay up so late. I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was just looking at the stars. I'm going to bed now. Please do. Night, Rika. Good night, Satsuko.
Is it like, I think I said that at some point, Rika can see Oyashiro-sama.
See?
Like physically. She can see otherworldly things, in this case Oyashiro-sama.
I'm not sure if she sees it.
S-tier sleepy Satoko impression. Yes, same. If you hadn't said it first, I would have hit her with that.
I know what it's like to be sleepy.
You know the funniest thing? She was just playing herself when she's sleeping. That one came from the soul of Tifa.
Before we actually start the next chapter, I say we take another short break.
What? Already?
What do you mean already? It's 9.
So? I'm sorry, Tifa. I don't have fun on the clock.
That's how German I have become.
Like,
it's like 45 minutes before the end of the stream.
No, it's
so
not.
So now is a perfect time.
How about we go a little bit farther, we try to pick up a pace, and maybe we can still finish this tonight.
What?
We don't know how long the last chapter is. This has to be the last chapter.
No, there's gonna be a time limit. There's an alarm of 5 a.m. at tomorrow.
This is the last chapter. This is the last chapter, Tifa.
Fine, but then you're not getting any break.
I will need to pee at some point.
Then go pee now!
I don't need to go pee right now.
You will not finish tonight.
Watch me, Psycho.
We will not finish tonight.
Walking with only Mion to school made me miss Reina a lot.
If you call for a break before we end stream, that's the end. Just so you know.
No!
Like, I see your strategy here. What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you looking around?
Because we have very different ideas of when to take a break. What? What? Oh, nothing. It was the same old path to school. But I felt nervous for some reason. I wondered what Reina meant when she said she was going to win a come-from-behind victory last night. I couldn't stop feeling like something dangerous was going to happen. Reina thought Mion was one of her enemies. She could be lying in wait to attack Mion with a knife.
Don't worry. Reina isn't going to do something as rash as that. Even if she does, I can protect myself.
Mion said it brightly as if trying to tell me she wasn't afraid of anything. But I couldn't be optimistic like her because I knew exactly what Reina was going through. Reina must be determined by now, and she probably wouldn't mind dying fighting against Mion if she was going to win anyway. If she wasn't going to win anyway. Let me start over. Reina must be determined by now. She probably wouldn't mind dying fighting against Mion if she wasn't going to win anyway. Of course, that didn't mean she was definitely going to take violent action. But I couldn't deny the possibility either.
This old man is more concerned about the reason why Reina went crazy all of a sudden.
Was there any reason? I remember the tragedy. I couldn't remember what made the world go crazy. But I remembered we got lost in that awfully scary world. It started with small things, and those small things continued to pile up one after another. If you thought about it calmly, you'd laugh, because it was really a stupid thing. But once those little tiny stupid things started to bother you, you couldn't ignore them. It was that kind of disease. If you could call it one. But there must have been a reason. There must have been a reason that made the world go crazy. But it must be such a small thing that you couldn't even notice.
But you know what I did notice? Dark Lord coming in. Good evening. How are you
Welcome
doing?
and how are you? I'd say it's mostly Takano's fault, really. Yeah, Takano is an awfully small, stupid thing.
Well, I kind of disagree. She was just writing her own things.
No. Ironic shitposting is still shitposting.
But she kept it mainly private.
Ironic shitposting is still shitposting. If it's like funny haha, that's cool. You know, a little bit of it is fine. Everything in moderation. But when you go, wow, 40 different books with wild theories, and then you sell them as reality, somebody's gonna fall for it.
I semi-disagree.
She gave it all to Reina without any guardrails. Yeah, basically. She just gave her a crazy bomb and then, well, she died. So.
Well...
And unfortunately, the reason was very difficult to understand. You wouldn't be able to figure it out until you died.
I have a relative who is a doctor. He said that if you have a tumor in specific parts of your brain, it can change your personality, make you a totally different person.
That is true.
People who suffered from this disease used to be considered haunted by devils or possessed by foxes. People dramatized it like it was something occult.
You mean Reina is suffering from a physical disease in her brain? Could be, we don't know, we're not doctors.
In her case, it might be better to say that it's a mental disease. Reina was upset and mentally unstable because of the murder of Rina and Teppei. At a time like that, that stupid Ooishi told her about what happened to Tomitake-san in an exaggerated way.
I think Ooishi-san and Takano-san's scrapbooks have many things in common.
Really? Like what?
Well, he believes in the series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa, but that's a delusion, isn't it? I mean, something actually did happen for 5 years in a row. But I think there is no series of murders in the first place. It was true that the mysterious incidents happened 5 years in a row, but they were each solved individually. It was the same as a past you didn't need to talk about. We thought of them as a series of mysterious deaths, which is why we thought something was going to happen this year too. It led us to think that there was a conspiracy, and that the Sonozaki family was behind it. We connect those things to the series of mysterious deaths, but we shouldn't do that in the first place. Just like I tried to keep my distance from Reina when I thought about... Just like I tried to keep my distance from Reina when I found out about her dark past. Wasn't everybody trying to keep their distance from the dark past of Hinamizawa? Takano-san's scrapbooks are a good example. She dramatized both recent incidents and old cruel history, and she made feasible stories out of them, saying that the Sonozaki family was behind it all. Ooishi-san did the same thing too. He was so convinced that the Sonozaki family was behind all that it was making him interpret things the wrong way. In that sense, we could say Ooishi-san believed in the same delusion as Reina. I think the Sonozaki family is partially accountable for that because you guys act like you're behind it every time something happens. In this village, people think it's the doing of the Sonozaki family whenever something strange happens. It's like a magic word that makes everything settle down. It's like those people who say they can explain all phenomena in this world with plasma. Have we talked about plasma yet? Purasuma! Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, one of the greatest games on the N64.
I was trying to think of the name of that game.
Rent-free.
Oh, and what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying all of this is the Sonozaki family's fault?
Exactly. It is all your fault. So I'll call you Plasma Mion from now on. That sounds like a wrestler's name. Plasmion.
Well, I do like professional wrestlers.
Oh yeah? Name all of them.
Hey, Keiichi, do you know what abdominal stretching is?
Stop it, I don't want to wrestle with you in this freaking hot weather. No, that hurts! Stop!
Nacho Libre.
Tifa wrestling you like Bane, she's gonna break you. Wasn't that Jack Black?
Yeah.
I weirdly remember. Lucky kid. Some people are into it.
Good morning, Keiichi-san.
Oh no, it's so hot, we better remove our clothing first.
This time, Kinnikuman was the highest selling manga in Japan. Oh, that
Wasn't
was
that about
a wrestling manga, no? I think you mentioned it before. Good morning.
Satoko and Rika-chan looked a little sad when they saw only the two of us. If the three of us came to school together like always, they would have been really happy. But our classmates were as noisy as usual. Nobody seemed to make a big deal about Reina's absence. Chie-sensei was going to be here soon and she'd start morning homeroom. Everyone was fooling around as if they didn't want to miss a second of the time until then.
Something stinks today. Close the windows.
Silly, it'll be hotter in here if we do that. It smelled like gasoline or something and it really stank. Oh my god, she's gonna set the world on fire! Someone from the forestry service must have been putting gasoline into the construction equipment or something. Some students near the window were making a fuss because they wanted to close the windows to shut out the smell.
Is this the gas event being pulled forward? Because if I remember correctly, if it was during the day, people would have noticed. But because it happened at night...
No, wrong smell.
What was it supposed to smell like again?
Sulfur.
Oh yeah.
Like rotten eggs.
Yeah, but do you kids know the difference?
Yes, gasoline smells very different.
Fair enough.
I would think. So Kinnikuman is all about him being a wacky Ultraman ripoff of a goofy wrestler. See, there we go. We got it. Our school wasn't a normal school compared to others. We were using a part of a forestry service building. Unusual things like this happen sometimes.
This is nothing. I remember they once brought a few big piles of juniper branches. That was awful. It had this distinct, irritating odor that gave us all headaches. What's a juniper?
Isn't it a berry? There's a Pokemon professor named after it.
That's the name of a vegetable. We sometimes put it in curry.
You should look for it next time you go grocery shopping. Yeah, it's the green one, right?
I know little about vegetables, but it sounds like it would be better to make Rika and Keiichi-san taste it first, just in case.
What? Our ball is missing! You hit it again, didn't you, Hojo? The boys seemed to be looking for their ball for a while and they yelled at Satoko.
Why would I hide such a stupid thing? If I was going to hide anything, I'd hide something better than that. Hey, Chie-sensei is coming. Everybody take a seat. Hello, everyone. Get to your seats.
This is the perfect music to horribly die in a fire in a school building too. It's this mellow, just average daily life, slight nostalgia for youth, and then there's gonna be a blaze in a moment. Also, juniper is a tree that makes tasty berries. We use juniper berries to make gin. Oh shit!
That's what it is.
That's the gin stuff. I love juniper berries. Huh? I don't like gin specifically. I like Geneva. It's a type of gin. It's usually the one I like is very fruity. Comparatively little amount of alcohol per volume.
That is nice.
I kept thinking about Reina the whole time during class. I thought about what she said last night. I wonder what her come from behind victory means. According to Takano-san's delusion, the masterminds behind the bioterrorism were the three families, and a group of fanatical believers that controlled those three. In other words, the Sonozaki family. What could Reina do alone against them? Mion lived with her grandmother, the leader of the Sonozaki family. There were only two of them in the house. Oh my god, did she set the Sonozaki house on fire?
I mean, it is a get rid of them, we win sort of thing, I guess.
They smell the gas because she pumped it out of the forestry services vehicles.
Oh, that could be.
Genova brand gin's good for your genetics. I doubt that, but I do get that reference, and I don't think Tifa does.
I do not.
And we cannot explain it to her because, spoilers, at some point I still want to stream that game. It was possible that Reina would try to break into their house with a knife. But I'd already come up with that possibility last night. That's why I called Mion and warned her. On the way to school this morning, Mion told me some bodyguards from the Corps had been at her house since this morning. She told me she'd be guarded herself, too. There was a black car parked near the school gate. They must have been the bodyguards. But according to Takano's parasite theory, the battle wouldn't end just by attacking the leader of the Sonozaki family. According to the delusion she believes in, the conditions of her victory were more complicated than that. She needed to expose the group of fanatics who are behind the Sonozaki family, and she needed to destroy their research on the parasite. Plus, Reina didn't have much time left thanks to that suspicious poison she mentioned. But how exactly could she win a come-from-behind victory under circumstances like that? Is she setting the shrine building on fire?
Well, she did believe it's going to be there.
It has to be something with fire because of the gasoline smell. She might interpret that the town council of a group of fanatics. If so, she might attack the next time they have a meeting at the shrine. The town council meets once a month at most. It would be hard to believe that they were holding a meeting today. Water. She probably thought that the place researching the parasite is the Irie clinic. Rena suspected that there was something fishy about the clinic from the beginning. And that suspicion must have changed to certainty in her head by now. Did that mean she was going to attack the clinic? This wasn't like an action movie. What could she do all by herself? Was she going to start a fire? Yes. No, that would be pointless. In order to expose the conspiracy, she'd have to get proof that they were actually studying the parasite. Was she going to break into the clinic and get questionable, weird samples? The last problem of all was how much time she had left. If she believed she didn't have much time left, especially under desperate, disadvantageous conditions, she might try to stab whoever she thought of as an enemy. But Rena sounded like she really believed she would regain her happy and peaceful days after everything was over. Rena probably meant she was going to stay alive and win. Was there something like an antidote? It didn't have to be real. As long as it was an antidote to Rena's delusion, it didn't matter what it was. It could even be the water you washed your vegetables with. But if she thought she could get the antidote so easily, she wouldn't have been so desperate about the time she has left. The antidote must be difficult for her to get. The easiest place for that in her delusion was that it was hidden somewhere in the clinic. Putting it all together like that, I felt like Irie and his clinic were in danger. Now that I thought about it, the elderly people in the village, including the members of the town council, hung out in the waiting room of the clinic all the time. If most of the board members happened to gather there for her, it'd be the perfect place to attack. I told Mion about that during lunch break.
If this were a normal situation, I'd say she wouldn't do such a stupid thing, but...
It's just a little domestic terrorism, right? It's fine.
Can't actually deny the possibility. I'm going to call my house. I'll make sure that they send some people to the clinic.
Someone's people, not mine, somebody else. Reminds me of these anti-vax posts saying you can get rid of the toxins by just rubbing a potato on the injection site. The potato will absorb the bad parts. Yes.
I remember reading that.
And at first I read those and I thought they were stupid, but then I figured this is genius. This way you make people potentially take the vaccination, which I believe is a good thing, and you still give them their thing about, oh, I don't get the chip or whatever it was they're afraid of. Yes.
You deactivate the chip.
Yeah. Mion didn't object to my crazy idea. She put down her chopsticks and went to the teacher's office to make a phone call. Don't eat her food, it's poison.
It sounds so dangerous. You can hardly believe Reina-san is going to do such a scary thing. Are you sure she's going to attack the clinic?
Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But if that happens, we're screwed. We need to prevent that disaster from happening.
I hope nothing happens at all.
Oh, we made it to this thing. Okay. I prefer bleach in the bum. Okay, Ranger, I'm happy you felt comfortable sharing that. Welcome in. How are you doing? And please do not, because I'm pretty sure that's gonna kill you.
I thought that was
Trump.
For Corona.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hence, the anti-COVID vaccine was also for Corona.
Oh yeah, true. Fair enough.
Do not inject bleach into any part of your body. It'll be alright.
How are you doing, Ranger?
See, we're just being nice old hookers, having a chat.
Yeah, exactly.
You can add my wisdom, no. I will not be legally responsible for anybody misinterpreting that.
But wait, let's see if this thing already works.
Quote, add. I hate the way you're typing, but I'm gonna change that later.
Yeah, but I don't think it adds. This thing has been broken for a while.
It hasn't been broken.
Oh wait, I think it needs to be one
Stop.
word maybe. What?
Do quote add with one word.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, wait, stop.
What?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it does work.
Yeah, it's set up so that it's set to default, which means only I can add things. So,
Oh, then you changed that.
yes, I fixed it, but I messed with permissions. Dark Lord, congrats on being second. Nice.
Congratulations.
That's almost first, which I was going to say first, but then I double read.
I'm not gonna let you forget that one, Ranger.
No, I'm... Okay. I'll send 2 of our subordinates to the clinic.
I don't think she'll do it. But you'll never know what's going to happen.
Can we capture her by force if she does?
Sit like a human.
Thank you, Dark Lord. Appreciate it. All I'm saying is that I'm equally qualified to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. That I don't disagree with. Unfortunately, I would like to, but no.
Cannot deny, no.
Enjoy being the kobold.
Honestly, I don't want to do that. What do you think we should do?
We made an agreement with the cops that we're going to give Reina Ryugu to them right after we find her. So even if we use force to capture her, we won't get in trouble. Yes?
I'm not worried about losing face. I just feel sorry for Reina. I really want to settle this calmly if possible.
Well, she's still young. So as long as she didn't kill someone or something, all she has to do is apologize and everything will be fine. Yeah, about that.
Well, then she might be out of our hands.
Funny murder, double homicide. Oh, I mean, you know, as long as they don't find as long as they don't find out about it, she'll be safe. She'll definitely be safe. Nobody really cares about the disappearance of those 2 anyway. People think that they ran away somewhere because they did something wrong. Those things happen all the time. So she's fine, don't worry about it.
She's out, she's safe? What? Are we playing baseball now? Anyways, please just be careful.
Will do. So it's okay to capture her by force, right?
Don't make any mistakes, you have to get her. Please don't make it like a chase scene or anything like that.
That's you. That's Mion.
Couldn't help but have a silly chat with Kasai-san. When I put the phone down, I sensed Chie-sensei was looking at me. No wonder, as she had been able to hear the conversation clearly in this tiny room.
Fair.
Chie-sensei put her spoon down and with a sad look on her face, she asked the following.
Does this interfere with my curry time?
Were you talking about Ryuge-san?
Who?
Ryugu-san. Ah, yes. Sonozaki-san, do you know why Ryugu-san ran away from home? You're close, aren't you? It was hard for anyone to understand Reina's situation, except for me and Keiichi. So most of them thought that Reina just ran away from home. But after she did, the cops made too much of a fuss over it.
No, they made the appropriate amount of fuss over a kid going missing after all of this.
Oishi stupidly believed that the scrapbooks were a big scoop and he overreacted in trying to find Reina. He had patrol cars running around everywhere in the village. He even used the town's council phone directory to find her.
Good old Remna Ryuge. Yeah, it's the spin-off.
That's the name she's using while hiding people.
Listen.
What are you guys? Rookies?
Listen, unfortunately, I bought the wrong game, okay? I bought Higurashi, When They Howl, Chapter 6, Horoboshi Tsumi, and so the names are a little bit different.
Yeah, that's where Hinamizawa is.
It's the off-brand version, so your Reina is my Remna Ryuge.
So people in the village thought Reina did something wrong and was trying to run from the cops. What was going to be difficult for me, more than finding her, was to make up a story to retrieve Reina's honor after they detain her. What about this? Reina went for a walk, fell down, hit her head on the edge of some tofu and lost her memory.
Peak Tifa things to do.
That's a good one. Oishi misunderstood something big time and he thought she was a criminal. Ah, it was too easy. classic tofu.
Because the one thing everybody knows about tofu, whether you've eaten it before or not, is that it's incredibly hard. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like the texture and the falling in the right place and it all like comes together.
No, Tifa.
Anyway, we did make it clear that Ooishi was the one who misunderstood everything at the meeting the other day. I had to make the best use of his name while he was feeling down for once. What I'd have to do was to not make a big deal about the situation. And to create an environment that allowed Reina to forget everything that happened in order to get her life back together as soon as possible. Everything's going to be fine, Chie-sensei. Reina's a little sick right now, that's all. A fat cop somehow made a lovely mistake and got things twisted around. You don't believe that Reina did something wrong and that she's trying to run from the police, do you?
Especially if the tofu's in a big brown grocery bag. Exactly, with eye holes.
Of course not. But making her family worry by running away from home isn't a good thing to do either. She had a fight with her father and she ran away from home for a little while. She acted childish and that's all. Maybe that's the best story to go with. I wonder if she had some problems she couldn't talk to anyone about. I must be a bad teacher because I never realized it. I wish I could have sat down and talked with Ryuga-san before all this happened. Chie-sensei, you're taking it too seriously. You need to relax. It's normal for young kids nowadays to run away from home for a while.
Is it?
Yes. Oh no, what am I going to do if Ryuga-san becomes one of those bad kids and starts doing really bad things? Oh.
Yes, okay. I never have, so...
There's this one video of a girl running away from home that I really like, and her mother is filming her as she like storms out of the door, and she has her suitcase with her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run away from home now." And then she's like, I don't even know what the reason is, but it comes along the lines of, "No, you can't have an extra ice cream." And she's like, "I don't care, I'm gonna run away now." You see her like storm off with her suitcase.
She comes back like 2 seconds later. It's more cute than like worrisome, because you wouldn't want a little kid like that to just leave. Before we change perspective again, now I would like to call a short break, because now my bladder needs assistance.
BRB.
PRB.
We're back.
Indeed. Your unmasking stream was as equally memorable as when I saw Rey Mysterio Jr. lose his mask in WCW. Ranger, I don't know what half of that sentence means, the last part, but love. Thank you.
Love. Doing his love alone. Oh, that was so much fun. We don't.
Love.
Wow, love. We don't wear the masks as often, but they still have a very special place here.
Welcome back.
Also thanks to you.
Oh yeah, true. Thank you again for making that happen.
Because for those that do not know the background story of our paper bags,
the Mark II ones, the not noisy ones.
We were actually planning on doing something like that, but we had bags already that were made out of actual paper and they were kind of loud and annoying into the microphone. So we contacted a studio in America that makes props for movies.
The only one that makes these for Hollywood.
For Hollywood, yes, we got the Hollywood paper bag, so we got to have them. Well, we got to have them. We got that studio to get us 2 of those bags that don't make sound and stuff when you move them, that are used in movies. But they didn't send anything to Europe, so we had them shipped to Ranger, and then Ranger was so kind to have them shipped to us. So these backheads have seen the world.
So not only do we actually own movie, like Hollywood quality level props, but Ranger made that possible. Yes.
What?
I would have gotten them out, but I need to remove the thing that's on there.
I think you underestimate Psycho through what loops we are willing to, or through what hoops we are willing to jump. Those backheads we have are Hollywood backheads, specifically made.
There's all of his stuff here, 1 sec. No, there's a cable on the way.
It was such a crazy workaround, yes it was, but...
And it was worth it.
But it was worth it. I will keep those backhands forever.
Those, because listen to this.
It's
That's
not
not
actual paper. It's a specific material that doesn't interfere with filming.
It's vinyl. You can also put that stuff on your car. This is how we turn eggs into heels. Hollywood eggs, like Hollywood Hogan. Nah, fuck that guy. Now, look. More Hollywood stuff. Ryugu-san becomes a bad kid. She does something bad and gets arrested by the police. It's a teacher's responsibility. Okay.
Isn't that me?
This is all Chie. Now it's Chie's perspective. What the?
I think she's still talking. But maybe not.
No, but it's Chie.
Ryugu becomes a bad kid. She does something bad and gets arrested by the police. It's her teacher's responsibility. I'll be dishonorably discharged. I can't eat curry anymore.
No!
I'm dead.
All leads to curry. I even, when the scene started, I even made fun of her like, oh no, does this interfere with my curry time? Yes, it did.
Oh no, no. Chie-sensei seemed comically upset by her own imagination.
Understandable.
It looked funny, so I decided to leave her alone.
Curry is life. I'd be dead if I couldn't eat curry. Same.
Well, no. I don't eat curry enough.
A world without Indian and Indian-inspired food isn't a world I want to live in.
Well, yeah, true. That is true. But would I be dead? No, I would always have my...
Burger.
4-cheese pizza from the Aldi Love for $3.69 for 2 pizzas.
Imagine if you could put curry on the pizza.
Maybe something.
Me, but with chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets also go great on curry, actually. Try it.
Chicken nuggets go with everything.
That's true.
The 4-cheese pizza is close to second. Yes.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I is the first word.
I made to leave the teacher's office to go back to the classroom, but right then the phone rang. Hello? This is the Hinamizawa branch school. Chie-sensei had to answer the phone all day because the principal was on a business trip. I exited to the hallway. Then I heard the tone of her voice change. What? Where are you right now? What? I yelled and looked back at her. It was probably Reina. She called the school. I tried to go back inside the teacher's office, but Chie-sensei gestured at me not to come in.
She did what?
If you ask Eli, chicken nuggets are everything.
Eli is correct.
That was the same with my little brother. He lives off...
No, what do you mean was? Is. He still does.
More extreme when he was little. He lived off of chicken nuggets basically until he was like 19.
And now it's the secondary most consumed food.
Basically, yeah. Chie-sensei acknowledged that Reina was saying several times, and then she looked up at the clock. Okay, I'll be there. I'm your teacher. You promised me, alright? She said only that, put the phone down and got her purse out of her locker. Class president, I have an emergency to take care of. I'm going out for a while, so please have everybody study by themselves while I'm gone. She took her car key out from her purse. It was obvious that she was going to see Reina somewhere. Chie-sensei, was it Reina? That's all. You're in charge of the class, okay? Chie-sensei completely ignored me and she ran out into the hallway. She ran to the schoolyard and got into her car. The moment her car left through the gate, I ran out to the schoolyard myself.
I'm glad fruit veggie smoothies exist, otherwise Eli would be fully built by nuggets. You are what you eat, and if your body is 69% nuggets, I think that's nice.
You should try to cut all fruits nugget shaped. See how that works.
Or like dino nugget shape.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it by knife, get like a cookie cutter thing, because that's gonna be way easier. Definitely seems to have an aversion to lots of different food textures. Yeah, but that's fair, he's like super young. I think that's gonna change over time eventually.
Yeah, that's something they'll he'll hopefully grow out of it. What kind of things does he not like? Like what kind of texture?
everything that isn't nuggets I take. Which, fair. If I could get away with it.
At least he eats, that is true. I headed for the black car parked near the gate and knocked on the window.
How you doing, milady? Everything is quiet so far.
I know. But I need you to follow that car that just left. I think she's going to meet Reina.
Understood.
Reina is very paranoid, so you need to be careful. Bring her to my house right after you catch her. After that, follow Kasai's orders. She's my friend. You better not get her hurt. Reina must have told Chie-sensei that she wanted to talk to her alone. I could tell that easily from the way she ignored my question. I did feel a little bad for ruining their promise, but it was very important that we caught her before she did something wrong. We could still make up an excuse that she was just wandering around because she had a fight with her father and ran away from home. But if she set fire to the clinic or something, there would be nothing we could do. The car made a rough U-turn on the gravel road and it chased after Chie-sensei's car at full speed. I watched the car until it was gone. All I could do now was to pray that this would be settled calmly.
It won't be. Basically everything that isn't nuggets. Yeah. Called it. It's funny, but I wish I could convince him to keep trying new stuff. He's still an infant. Give it some time, you know. Eventually you can reason with him. Maybe you can drive him.
You shouldn't give that up either.
Yeah, no.
Because otherwise you're gonna get him on only chicken nuggets until he's 8.
No, I'm just saying it will come over time, I think. Just keep trying. But you know, he's a kid.
But he likes smoothies and stuff, no? So if you blend everything into like a sauce.
In a smoothie, you drink it, Tifa.
Yeah, but if it's a sauce with food, that if it's the same texture, he has a problem with the texture.
Ah yes, because everybody loved their nuggets with a smoothie sauce of kale and beets.
Talking about different foods. You are obviously not very helpful here.
Of course, I don't have children. How would I be? I make her food, that's hard enough. He's only 3, I believe he'll come around eventually. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Now the nuggets are just an obsession.
They always will be.
Yeah. Hey, pay attention everyone. Well, we need to study by ourselves for the rest of the class today. So get back to your desks and study quietly.
Self-studying. Neon ran up to me and spoke quietly.
Reina just called.
What? Really?
Yeah, she just called the teacher's office. I think Chie-sensei went to meet with Reina.
Reina, I wonder what she's going to do.
How are you not still asleep, Skinner? Didn't
Are you awake again?
Didn't you finish your 24-hour stream like 4 hours ago, it feels like?
7 hours ago, but yeah.
Oh, it was that long ago.
Welcome in, Skinner. How are you feeling right now? Also, congratulations again on doing a 24-hour stream.
Jokes on you, nuggets are already chicken smoothies made solid. You have
True.
a really good point, actually.
That's fair. Can't argue with that logic.
Yeah, that is true. I have no idea. Anyway, I told my bodyguards to follow Chie-sensei's car. I feel bad for Reina, but we're going to capture her there by force.
I hope it works.
They're used to doing this kind of stuff. I'm sure they'll do fine.
So, if they catch her, is everything going to be over?
Yeah. We'll send her to a hospital. If a doctor sees her, I'm sure he'll find a typical kind of disease or something.
Yeah, because mental diseases are so easily treatable.
It will be like obsessive psychosomatic disorder or whatever.
No, honest psycho. I tried to make it work. If it's solid, it's not a smoothie anymore.
No, it just thickened up.
That's disgusting.
Chicken smoothie is almost as dangerous as the turkey slurpee.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, like chicken smoothie still sounds negotiable. Negotiable?
Negotiable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But turkey slurpee is like a nah.
Turkey slurpee sounds like a sex move that is illegal in at least half the US states. Didn't get into bed, I just snoozed in my chair. Wanted to be about for Summer Game Fest, and I didn't want to eat my sleep pattern out the window.
Yeah, fair. That is done by one night.
Definitely. And I'm trying to... I don't want to, but I have intrusive thoughts that are trying to picture turkey slurpee, and let's carry on.
While we were spending...
Excuse you?
I think we swapped to you, yeah.
Do you look like a main character? Enjoy it while it lasts. While we were spending our afternoon studying peacefully, the members of the Sonozaki family would capture Reina, who was waiting for Chie-sensei somewhere. The problem would be solved. It wasn't going to be easy after that, but I was sure Mion would take good care of her. And in the end, everybody would understand that Reina just ran away from home because of a silly fight with her father. A happy ending. Remember the whole "I'm going to die if it means I can save Reina," and now he's like, "Oh yeah, Mion's gonna take care of it. That's cool."
Problem solved, right?
Mion winked at me. She looked like she already thought everything was over. But that just didn't sound right to me. I couldn't see any connection between Reina and Chie-sensei. It was hard to explain, but there was something wrong. I wasn't saying that they didn't get along. Reina was a good student, so Chie-sensei had a good relationship with her, but I just didn't understand what Reina wanted from Chie-sensei. While I was thinking about it, the door opened and one of our classmates came back from the bathroom. It was to make Chie leave, because Chie is one of the good ones. She doesn't deserve dying in here.
No, Chie is also against her, remember? Chie has a conspiracy with the Sonozakis. She's under their paycheck. She's the one that told the gardeners to go after her.
So she just killed her outside, together with her bodyguards?
No, that I don't think so, but she definitely lured them away to one place. But she does not consider Chie to be a good guy.
Yeah, true. You have a point. So the turkey slurpee is less gross than you may think. No, I think it's exactly as gross as I think.
I'm gonna pass, thank you.
While I was thinking about it, the door opened and one of our classmates came back from the bathroom. With Reina. Reina?
Everybody, stand up. Move to the center of the room.
Everybody gasped in surprise. Even Chie-sensei couldn't make everybody go quiet all of a sudden. Reina was gripping the shoulder of a student who came back from the bathroom. In her other hand, she had a big, scary-looking hatchet that was the same one she had the other night. Everyone immediately understood that Reina had taken a hostage.
Do they have to do the distortion?
Yes.
Are you all deaf? Move to the center of the room. Push the desk to the sides.
Nobody grasped what she was asking us to do. We all froze. Reina was the only one who was smiling. It was terrifying.
Michan, you're the class president. Tell everyone to move to the center.
When she moves, they move. Just like that.
Reina, what are you doing?
Bam! A loud noise washed out Mion's voice. Reina hit the teacher's desk really hard with her hatchet. She pulled out the hatchet, making an ominous ripping noise. There was now a line of violence carved plainly into the desk. Oh. She broke it. Chie-sensei's going to get mad when she comes back. No, that wasn't it. What the hell?
I knew I couldn't trust you, Michan. I'm going to ask Keiichi-kun then. You're my only friend, right, Keiichi-kun? So I can trust you, can't I?
Reina, your eyes, you look so scary. I've never seen eyes like that in my life. Your eyes are full of insanity. Why are people afraid of insanity? Insanity means that a person doesn't share the same values and the same common sense as us. For example, say a thief breaks into your house and he ties you up. You will get scared and wonder if he's going to stab you before he leaves. But you hope that the thief has feelings too and that he's not going to kill you for no reason. No matter how bad the person is, we tend to believe in his goodwill as long as we share the same values, the same common sense and the same morals as him. But we can't expect goodwill from somebody who doesn't have those things. We can't expect goodwill from a person who can't communicate with us. When a burglar has a knife and you beg for him not to hurt you, you expect him to listen to you and show you mercy. In other words, you can still communicate with him, But if he doesn't have the ability to communicate, he's just like a monster that's trying to attack you, or like the blade of a guillotine that's falling down on you. You fear him because you can't communicate with him. That's insanity. It was the same fear we were feeling towards Reina at that very moment. She looked like a human just like us, but there was no room for her to communicate with us like a normal person could do. Everybody understood that fear instinctively.
Also, did her dress always have a front split? Because I doubt it.
No, this is the cool action shot.
Yeah, but it has a front split.
No, that's just how it flows right now, Tifa.
That is not a flow. That is a front
It's important
split.
to know that she's wearing black thigh highs. Otherwise, you cannot gauge how well the hatchet is gonna cut. That's just a fact of anime and life. In the manga it does. See? There you
It
go.
hasn't so far in here. Now it just...
You just never paid attention to
Now
it.
it just ruins the moment.
Better.
No.
Always was there, look.
This was not always there.
Okay, hot take, maybe she cut it in there so she can move more freely. That would make sense, because good luck doing this in an unwieldy dress.
Doesn't look good.
There, new headcanon unlocked.
Doesn't
Go.
look good.
Do you think she does this for fashion? Tifa be like, oh no, the crazy person taking us hostage. I don't like her outfit.
No joke, that might be a realistic thought going through my mind at that point.
Yeah, as the hatchet cuts your head off.
I have a tendency of odd thoughts at serious moments.
Tactical dress, yes, that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Thinking about how to dress here is kind of on point. Go, Tifa.
Keiichi-kun, make them move the desks to make room in the middle.
Okay. Everybody, let's do as Reina says. Reina was like a barrel of gunpowder at that moment. She seemed really calm and quiet, but she could explode any minute. When she did, I doubt that she'd show us any mercy. She probably wouldn't hesitate to use that hatchet on us. That's right. Just like how I didn't feel guilty or hesitated to kill Reina and Mion. Everybody went all quiet while pushing the desks against the wall to make a space where Reina wanted it. Reina said that we're moving too slowly, hit the blackboard with a hatchet, making a horrible noise. Every time she did that, she left an equally horrible scar on the blackboard, the thing that we looked at most in the school.
Keiichi-kun, can you get the jump ropes out from the lockers? Use them to tie our classmates up.
I'm not good at tying knots. I probably can't tie them up very well.
I'll check one by one if you tied them up well enough. If I find the ropes loose, I'll kill the person, so you better tie them up really well.
That's sensible. We were still kids. We saw the word kill all the time. It was used a lot in comic books and cartoons after all. So normally you'd assume we'd be used to hearing the word kill. But when Reina said she'd kill us, it sounded so frightening. I'd never heard something like that before in my life. To Reina, our lives were like cards she could use for negotiation. She'd get rid of one card every time somebody refused her request. Get rid of? Damn it, why did we use such scary words like get rid of for simple things like playing cards? Anyway, there were about 20 students in the class. It was a little bit too many for Reina to handle. She might get rid of one or two just to set an example. I decided to do what Reina said because I didn't want her to lose her temper. I got out everybody's jump ropes from the lockers.
All of you, get on the floor. Keiichi-kun, you could start tying their hands behind their backs. Tie them really tightly. You're on my side, aren't you? You wouldn't tie them loosely on purpose, would you?
Mion tried to make eye contact with me. If everybody was tied down, we wouldn't be able to stop her from occupying the school. There were more than 20 students in this class. Half of them were boys, but most of them were smaller than Reina. But there were enough people here to overpower her. But if we did that, Reina would probably hit her hostage with a hatchet. And she'd use the hatchet to attack the rest of us without hesitation. It'd be a bloody battle.
So Reina is going to kill Rika and Satoko?
Or Keiichi, because he bites the bullet.
No, Reina kills Rika and Satoko, pretty certain. Then we go full circle in we're going to die today.
You left out Mion, but sure. I'm sure everybody would get hurt if we tried to overpower her. The hostage would be seriously injured or maybe even die. If that happened, it was over. No matter how hard we tried to cover up, she'd never be able to live peacefully like before.
Actually, take out Satoko, just Rika.
Sure, and again, you leave out Mion, who she hates with a passion.
No, but it fits into Rika saying she's going to die today.
Oh.
And I think if she dies, it's now going to be by Reina's hands.
Mion seemed to understand that too. I could tell from Reina's eyes that she wasn't going to go easy on us. If somebody showed defiance, she'd break the hostage's head open immediately. Of course, Reina had done that before, she'd probably do it again with no hesitation. But as long as we did what she said, we could prevent that bloody tragedy. If we could somehow solve the situation without shedding any blood, with Mion's influence, we might be able to pretend that this never happened. At the least, we had to make sure she didn't kill anyone. Let's do as Reina says.
Kei-chan.
Mion tried to think of ways to overpower Reina. She couldn't come up with any good ideas to save the hostage. That's how easy it would be for Reina to kill them. The best thing to do at that time was to wait for a chance without agitating her further. Mion lay down on the floor and everyone else followed suit, sluggish with terror. And I was left alone, standing rooted to the spot with jump ropes in my hands. And my classmates were lying face down on the floor, while Reina was pointing the hatchet at the hostage, watching our every move from behind the teacher's desk. I just stood frozen in the middle of it all.
Keiichi-kun, there are many things I want you to help me with, so hurry up. If you take too long, some of them might have to die.
Some of the little kids started crying when they heard the word die.
It's alright, everyone. Keiichi-kun will save you, so nobody's going to die.
Damn it. What a bold threat. She said I was her friend, but she was just playing with the meaning of the word. I was the last person who could still fight against Reina under these circumstances. But it wasn't going to be easy to overpower her by myself. I wasn't sure if I could do that. Even if I tried to act tough, once Reina pointed the hatchet at somebody's neck, it was over. I shouldn't fight against her for now. I should just wait for a chance. As long as Reina was alone, there would be a chance. She made me tie them up because she couldn't do that by herself. There was a limit to what she could do because she was by herself. If we could cover this up somehow before Chie-sensei came back, we'd still be able to pretend like we were kidding around. Really? You're gonna try to do that? I finally realized something. I realized why Reina called Chie-sensei to meet with her. In order for Reina to take over the classroom, she needed to get rid of Chie-sensei. Chie-sensei had a very strong sense of justice. Even if Reina had a gun, she wouldn't hesitate to overpower her. She was the kind of teacher who would risk her life for her students. Reina needed to figure out how to get rid of Chie-sensei. That was the key to her plan. Reina probably thought about attacking her from behind at first, but there was a risk that, as Chie-sensei was a grown-up woman, so she probably thought that attacking her directly wasn't a wise choice. So naturally, the next option was to lure her out somewhere. Reina called Chie-sensei and told her she wanted to talk to her in private, in order to lure her out to some place far from here. Most people, including Chie-sensei, thought Reina was just running away from home. So Chie-sensei must have thought Reina had some problems she wanted to talk to her about. It was too easy to deceive her. We smart, unfortunately. Where did she make the phone call from? She probably used the phone in the school. Well, not in school to be exact. She probably used the phone on the second floor of the school, the one that belonged to the forestry service. The school was using part of the forestry service building, but this particular location was more of a branch office. So it's not like somebody was here all the time. Reina knew that and she had probably been hiding here for a while. She called the phone on the first floor from the second floor, and she made Chie-sensei leave for school. I didn't think it was a coincidence that the principal was on a business trip today. She probably snuck into the school yesterday. She saw the principal's schedule, learned how to call the phone on the first floor from the second, and carried out her plan. She planned it perfectly. Yeah, I knew it. Reina was insane, but I knew she was also actually really calm. She was possessed by her delusion, but she was also unbelievably calm about it. So she could still think fast. I knew that very well because I'd been through the same thing before. What was worse is that Mion's bodyguards were gone. Mion told them to follow Chie-sensei because she thought Chie-sensei was going to meet with Reina. If you make me say Chie-sensei one more time. Damn it! Everything seemed to be working out in her favor. I'm done. I tied up the last person and I looked in Reina's direction. If I didn't tie them up really tightly, Reina would kill them. But when I tied them too tightly, they suffered in pain. The pain cries made me feel useless.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. I don't mean to doubt you, Keiichi, but I'll make sure just in case. Please put your hands on your head and lie face down on the floor. And I'm saying this to everybody. If you stand up without my permission, I'll kill you. I'll kill whoever stood up and for one more person randomly to set an example.
Why is she so good at it?
It's not nice to be chosen randomly, huh? Oh, there's a good idea. I'll kill the person who didn't listen to me, add 10 to his or her student number, and I'll kill that person too. For example, let's say Okamura-kun didn't listen to me. I'd kill him and Watanabe-kun, because his student number is 11. Get it?
We don't need the rules, just don't kill anybody.
I'll always be killing 2 of you at the same time. You better remember that you involve another person's life besides your own when you attempt to stand against me.
How awful. She totally understood how to threaten people. Normally you stand against an attacker at your own risk. If you fail, you're going to die. But if you are responsible for someone else, then you couldn't try to resist. You can't risk somebody else's life with your own decisions. In America we say, crazy as a fox. I hate your foxes, man.
Yeah, this is going well. Okay, everybody is tied up nice and tight. You said you aren't good at tying knots, but you did very well, Keiichi-kun.
You lied to me, Keiichi. You're good at knots. Dead.
You should be proud of yourself. Well, you can stand up now.
It was too late to fight back. I followed her orders. I just had to wait for a chance. We could still turn this into some kind of a bad joke. I had to do something. Anyway, what were you planning to do, Reina? Don't tell me this is the come from behind victory you were talking about. I hate this. I liked my setting the place on fire idea much better.
Well, she could still. This is such a shitty time moment to save for a 3 weeks break.
It is. And that's why it's also the best one. And if you feel bad about it, don't go on your trip. Yeah, that's right. I'm using Reina's tactics on Tifa. Yeah, guilt tripping.
I don't feel that bad about it.
Maybe your meetings won't be that bad. Maybe.
We'll see.
It's a possibility.
For now, count on a 2-week break, depending on how
3 weeks, you said.
I said for now, depend on a 2-week break. And depending how the first day goes when I'm back, expect a 3-week break.
Use your own phone to stream and co-stream with Jack. That's technically possible, but I don't like the headaches involved with that.
You guys will have a chill 2-week just streams.
I hate the way you said that. I know I came up with Jack is streaming solo specifically so that I can say jizz all the time and it is on point, so it's not weird. But when you say it like this, it doesn't come out the way I want it to.
Well, shame.
Yeah, there goes my attempt at more wordplay. Thanks.
We need to work on that. Well, I thought it works.
Tifa, when we started playing Higurashi back last year, did you expect there to be alien parasites? Did you expect there to be a school hostage situation?
A school hostage situation? No. Parasites? Yes.
You expected the aliens?
Aliens? No.
Oh wait, why did you expect parasites? Why did you expect parasites?
Because I thought it's been like, what, 10 years since I've seen...
Longer, it was before you met me.
It's been like 15, 20? No, it can't be 20. Actually,
Long.
Could be 20. When did Higurashi come out?
I think the anime was 2006?
I've seen the anime around that time then. Because it was still relatively new when I watched it, but completed. And I roughly remembered parasites.
Okay.
That's why I said in the beginning that we couldn't play this, because I already knew what was going to happen.
So what you remembered from back then was the parasites part?
Yeah. The bit I remembered was that parasites were behind everything. Which caused them going...
Okay.
Blue blah.
The blue
on
blah.
everyone.
Now we finally solved the mystery of what was it that Tifa remembered from back then.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody then the next day, because what was it? People asked you to post it in the Higurashi Discord thread about, okay, what do you think is gonna happen? And then everybody
Those
came
are
back
like the first messages.
No, that's not what happened. Which
was not a lie. Was not a lie.
True. I mean, it took us 1.5 years for your, let's call it, prediction to come true. Yeah? No, fair.
So it worked out really well. And I didn't really remember what was all around it. What I also remembered was Neon and Reina being bad guys. Because I remembered them killing people, which kind of happened,
But it's only because he was under a spell of delusion himself. It's not because they actually did this.
But that's the only bits I could still remember.
I still can't get over the fact that they want me to believe, or that the game wants me to believe. Oh yeah, when Reina and Mion dropped by in Chapter 1 and carried me upstairs while I was struggling against them, it was because they wanted to draw on my body, like we had drawn on Tomitake's shirt.
I don't remember them carrying him upstairs while he was struggling, but...
Am I misremembering that?
I only remember that they brought a...
syringe, which was
a pencil to draw on them like they did with Tomitake as a joke. But not that they carried him upstairs struggling.
Him upside down?
That I do not remember.
I hate you for the fact that now it's gonna be like... Wait, what's 3 weeks from now? It's gonna be July before we continue.
Yep.
With...
Well, no. It would if it is 3 weeks, the next time I'd be back would probably be the 29th of June.
Are you sure that you don't need the whole weekend to recover from your meetings?
That depends on how bad.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the 1st of July most likely.
It depends on how badly I'll be crying still.
I think it was in one of Mame's streams. What? Anyway, I think it was Mame specifically that reminded me that I said, we are going to finish Higurashi in May 2026. I think somewhere next year. Why are you making it more likely that that's actually happening that way? Why do you do something for work where you have to take a whole week off of this?
It's part of the job.
Oh, fuck your job. Oh, Tifa. Why are you like this? Why are you doing this to us?
I know, right?
How can we bribe you that you don't do it?
With a monthly salary. Preferably what I currently have, but I'm willing to drop a little bit too.
I don't have that money laying around. Sorry. No. I mean, I could give you my salary, but funnily enough, A, you earn more than me, plus, if I give you all of my money, I don't have money.
Yeah, then it will still be like, it's gone.
It's
we share the bills,
lose. It sucks for everybody. What doesn't suck though is I'll be back on Monday next week. Because Monday is the holiday, and without Tifa around, I'll be bored out of my goddamn mind. So schedule for next week is slightly different. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So stream, day off, and you get the idea. Now I can say it's but you'll also see it on the schedule, which I'll probably post immediately after the stream before I forget.
First week of solo streams and immediately the schedule is turned around.
Yes, because I'm selfish.
Secret.
Because I'm selfish, and Monday, being the holiday, the gym is closed. Usually, I go to the gym on Mondays. So I'll go on Tuesday. So you'll all need to deal with that. Just like I do, with things being closed on holidays. Sorry. I keep making that sound a lot today. I just realized that. Why am I doing that? There, one more for good measure.
Well, you can do it while you press the end stream button, I guess.
I was going to allow you to say the parting words as you vanish into the ether for potentially 3 weeks.
My gym is never closed except Christmas Day. Oh, that is nice.
That is nice. We used to have a gym that was open 24/7, I think, but they closed. During COVID, actually.
Fair enough.
Now I almost did it again. It's a bad habit. It's a stop word for me. Something I do out of habit.
It's not a stop word. 24-hour gym. Okay.
I would love that. Then I can just go whenever.
For our gym, probably wouldn't make sense either. It's a lot of old people in this area, which means also a lot of old people in the gym. Like in the weekend, it's only open from like 10 to 2? No, 10 to 4.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Only a couple hours. Yeah.
And during the week, also not too late. It works for us, I guess, but 24 hours would be nice. Gives a lot of flexibility.
Yes. Yes. Maybe one day. Wish you a nice trip, Tifa.
Thank you very much. I'll still be hanging around a little bit. Discord. Maybe in chat.
Maybe depending on what.
Say hi every now and then.
Tifa, quick, what's your favorite games that you would love to play on stream?
I would like you to play...
No, that's not my question. What would you like to play on stream?
Mega Man.
She saw through my ruse. You are the smartest dumb person. Actually, no. Let me rephrase. You are the dumbest smart person I know. Yes. Smartest dumb person still feels like an insult. Dumbest smart person. Yeah, that's what you are.
I'll take it. Well, thank you guys so much. See you guys soon. Pressing the button. Saying goodnight.
Look at her for one more time. She's gonna be gone for a bit. Look at her. Bye.